Thank you. I now request ACSR Shri M.K. Das to kindly welcome Honorable Minister Shri Jagdish Vishwakarmaji with a bouquet. Thank you. It is indeed our pleasure to welcome you all over here. I now request the CEO of Gujarat Infrastructure Development Board and MD G Ride, Srimati Avantika Singh, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Good morning. On the occasion of launch of Gatishik Gujarat Integrated Master Plan, I extend a very warm welcome to our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Bhupendra Patel, sir, Honorable Minister of State for Industries, Shri Jagdish Bhai Vishwakarmaji, Chief Secretary, sir, Pankaj Kumar, sir, ACS to CM Pankaj Joshi, sir, Rajkumar, sir, ACS IMD, M.K. Das, sir, ACS Sports, all dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, especially officials from other state governments and central government ministries, members from the print and electronic media, members from the industries, logistics sector, and all other esteemed distinguished guests and invitees. After the launch of Gatishik National Master Plan by our Honorable Prime Minister in October 2021, Gujarat was the first state to proactively pursue the vision of Honorable PM of making Gatishik the launch pad for realizing the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat by making India the hub of world-class infrastructure. The first regional zonal workshop for the Western Zone for Gatishik was held at Gandhinagar on 26 November 2021. And immediately thereafter, Team Gujarat, under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, integrated more than 500 data layers of infrastructure assets as part of the GIS platform for 21 state departments and 52 boards, agencies, and board corporations within a record time. This was possible only due to the coordinated efforts of BISAC, GIDB, all departments under the guidance of Chief Secretary, sir. Our state government has followed the motto given by our Honorable Prime Minister. Gati Shakti is an extension of holistic governance. Therefore, Gujarat has integrated and institutionalized administrative processes through PM Gati Shakti, such as granting of interdepartmental NOCs, where we've integrated more than 46 NOCs, and almost 250 applications are currently being processed through Gati Shakti. Use of Gati Shakti for preparation of DPRs, grant of administrative approvals as a planning tool for not just planning economic infrastructure projects, but also social infrastructure projects, flood mapping, 5G rollout. We continue to evolve Gati Shakti Gujarat and explore further avenues for incorporating Gati Shakti as a decision-making planning tool for better and smarter governance. In the end, I would like to again extend a very warm welcome to our Honorable Chief Minister, all esteemed guests, participants, and delegates to this seminar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam, for your warm welcome words. I now request Shri Manoj Kumar Das, ACS Sports and Transport Department, to kindly deliver the introductory remarks and set the tone of the event. Over to you, sir.
Honorable Chief Minister, sir, Honorable Minister Sri Panchal Sahab, CS, sir, dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, good morning, all of you. It's indeed a great privilege to talk about this Gati Shakti Master Plan, which is a wonderful tool for our future. On 10th September, just 4 weeks back, Honorable Prime Minister said that India is moving to lead fourth revolution, industrial revolution in the world. Now, India is poised to lead the industrial revolution in the world. We just said 4 weeks back. And the reason for that, we have got sound skill set, technocrats, engineers. We are mastering various technology very fast. And we are going at a very, very fast speed. If we talk about innovation index, India jumped to 41 places. We came from 81 to 40 in just 7 years. EODB, we jumped 30 places in 3 years. And the best was just now, a report has come out about manufacturing index. India has overtaken USA also, and has become number 2 in the world. I have a report. Now they are the second most sought after destination. So this is a time when this is a golden era for India and Indian economy. Right now, India is growing at the highest speed among all major economy. In fact, Gujarat is 2% extra than all over India. We always 2% more than all India average. Our growth rate has now caught world imagination. Recently only we have overtaken UK and have become 5th largest economy. But does not end. We are very near Germany and Japan and set to overtake them in this decade only. By 2030, we will be 3rd largest in the world. And now there's no end to that. People are watching, making estimates, where will India go? And the most conservative estimate, they say, India will be $20 trillion in 25 years. And the fourth country will be just after, there will be not more than 10. So gap will be more than double. We will be 3rd by at least, and the other 2 economies, US and China, will be in that range only. And the CIA report, they suggested $35 to $40 trillion. So India will be having $10,000 per capita income that time. That is our target also. Right now, our income last year, December, was 1960 or almost $2,000. So per capita income has to go by 5 times. But then that is a good scenario. It is a big challenge also. To manage so much of change is not easy, really. We have to invest a lot in infrastructure. You must have seen in the 2 budgets, in 2 years only, Government of India increased the outlay for projects, especially infra projects, by 2.5 times. In 2 years, it went up by 2.2 times. And then also, it is just 2.9% of our GDP. If our economy has to become $20 trillion, we need to spend 6 times more on infrastructure. And that's going to happen very shortly. Percentage will go up and volume will go up. But then that's once again a bigger problem. We need to acquire land. We need to conceive projects. We need to have projects in coordination to each other. They should not be in conflict. We have to acquire a lot of data, analyze it. We have to get approvals. And lot of survey will be required. And it won't be easy. It won't be easy humanly. Whatever we could do in previous 75 years, we will need to have at least 5 to 6 times more in next 25 years. So that won't be possible humanly. And I'm very happy to report that all these challenges are being met by our Gatishik only. This portal is going to meet all the challenges, whether it is project identification, estimation, survey, DPR, or any other clearances that are required, or even other pre-project activities like land acquisition, etc., will be handled by this project. So this is a wonderful tool, and this is backed by AI also. So this is a tool which will stand our requirements in time to come. So it's very timely. It's a visionary leader of, say, Honorable Prime Minister, that he asked us to have this kind of tool, and BISAC has risen to occasion. Our GIDB and BISAC, they have got together and worked. Recently, Honorable Union Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal had come. He had come to review our portal. He felt that it is such tool perhaps does not exist anywhere in the world. This kind of integrated tool or this massive tool perhaps is not there in the world, and this will really be helpful in taking India to a next level. I only wish that departments use it properly, because we will need to do capacity building also. Our GIDB has been involved in training people. Departments have to take more lead and ensure that capacity is built all across. We have to understand the system. Then only we can make best use of there could be some beginning, there could be some small problems here and there. Our GIDB team and BISAC team will be more than happy to resolve it. Right now, we have added 503 layers and 21 departments are involved. As in when time requires or more data is generated, we'll link with that also. If any department wants more layer or any new model to be set up, we will be more than happy to do it. Very shortly, we will be able to allow private sector also to use this slowly. So it will help them only. It won't help only government department, it will help private sector also. They will also be benefited to a great extent. And that is not the end. On the list of our CM, sir, we have got a 360 revision. This is mostly for the pre-project and project evaluation. We have got CM dashboard, that is for project evaluation and monitoring. We have got e-Sarkar. They have started e-Sarkar also to expedite things in within government. Then there are IFMs being launched. IFMs for integrated financial management system, smart management, and then there is a Aadhaar-based digital payment system to have ease and transparency. All these things together, along with the Gatishik portal, will take Gujarat and India to next level. And I'm sure we will have to meet the challenge that is posed by ourselves, that we want to grow very fast. We want to grow very fast, so we are challenging ourselves. And to meet that challenge, this tool will be more than sufficient. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful address. I now request Shri Pankaj Kumar, Chief Secretary, Gujarat, to kindly deliver his speech on the Gatishik Gujarat portal. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. My heartiest welcome to respected Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Sri Bhupendra Patel ji, our Industry Minister, Sri Jagdishbhai Panchal ji, my colleagues on the dais, all the dignitaries who are present here. What my predecessor has defined, the way India is growing, and this is a result of very concerted, visionary initiatives, series of initiatives which are being taken at the Government of India level. And PM Gati Shakti is one of those major initiatives which have the potential of a game changer. Some of the initiatives, they always revolutionize the way we have been doing things. And PM Gati Shakti has been explained by my predecessors. Many of you may be aware about the PM Gati Shakti. And it was exactly 1 year ago, that was 13th of October of last year, when PM Gati Shakti portal was launched by Honorable Prime Minister. The way we have worked over last 1 year, it has given us a lot of dividends that I would like to share. And the foremost is it has provided an opportunity for business process reengineering. The way government works, the way government processes function. A simple application for a NOC, the way it moves in the traditional system and how it has become revolutionized. So it's not only the digital application, it's not only the bringing all the layers on the PM Gati Shakti, it's not only the digitization of the data, it's not only the accuracy of the data, but the backend also has been tremendously affected in a very positive manner. So in the coming days, especially all these infrastructure projects which deal with logistics mainly, which deals with where there is a huge cost of logistics. And in India, this is one area where traditionally we have been lacking very much. The cost of logistics, cost of transportation, there's a very huge cost in India. So this tool, on one hand, it will help in planning. It's a very powerful tool of planning. That is what we have experienced. It's a very powerful tool for taking decision. It's a very powerful tool for monitoring of the project once that has been put into action. And especially for the officers who are from the other states, a very focused and robust initiative is required to make it a very successful tool. Like the data, the capturing of the data to develop the data layers, Some of these in the urban areas, some of these, say, water supply lines, they have been put 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and you don't have any drawings with the urban authorities. So how to take out all those things, all those data, and then accuracy of data is extremely, extremely important. Because once you put into the PM Gati Shakti portal, then that becomes sacrosanct. Now all the decisions are happening based on the data which have been stored into the system. And then continuous updation, because more and more infrastructure is being rolled out on a daily basis. Say optical fiber is being laid, canal is being constructed, road is being constructed. So there has to be a continuous system of the updation of that data once that is fed. Until the system is not 100% foolproof, it's not 100% correct, you will not rely upon the PM Gati Shakti for any meaningful decision making. Two parallel systems can't work for an infinite period of time. So that is extremely important. And already in Gujarat, we have started taking decisions. Allotment of land has already started through the PM Gati Shakti. And for the industry facilitation portal that we have now integrated with the PM Gati Shakti, the land acquisition software that we have developed, that has been integrated with the PM Gati Shakti portal. And we are trying to see that more and more. In fact, we are going little bit beyond the scope of the which was originally envisaged for the PM Gati Shakti. We have been able to see its power. It's such a powerful tool that we will go on expanding it, that the whole process of not only the infrastructure planning, but also the ease of doing business, all those things will be getting integrated on the PM Gati Shakti portal. That's why I said that successful implementation of the PM Gati Shakti is going to be the game changer. It will completely change the way the processes, back-end processes had been happening in the past. And all these things have become very much possible because of the continuous inspiration of the Honorable Prime Minister, the leadership which we have got at the state level in the form by the Honorable Chief Minister. And in coming days, we will come out more and more productive uses of the PM Gati Shakti. And at this point of time, I must appreciate the effort which has been put by the GIDB, by the BISAC, the type of coordination we had with the BISAC, and all those things have resulted into a stage where we have been able to launch this portal. So I wish success to the whole endeavor, and I expect all the participants that at the end of the day, when you will go back, you will be going back with a rich person as far as infrastructure projects implementation and planning is concerned. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your enthusiastic words. In order to make decision-making of various departments simpler, faster, and more transparent, our visionary Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, had declared various policies. In this context, GIDB has set up Gati Shakti portal, which will remove the limitations of manual application, processing, monitoring, and analysis. I now request Honorable Chief Minister, Sir, Shri Bhupendra Patel, to kindly launch the Gati Shakti portal.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के समग्र विजन को साकार करते हुए गुजरात राज्य ने तैयार किया है पीएम गति शक्ति गुजरात पोर्टल। इसमें गुजरात सरकार के 21 विभाग और उनके 52 कॉरपोरेशंस एवं बोर्ड्स के 500 से ज्यादा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेटा लेयर्स और भारत सरकार के गुजरात डेटा लेयर्स का समन्वय हुआ है। इसके द्वारा 46 एनओसीज का अप्रूवल और आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के माध्यम से प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए आवश्यक एनओसीज की जानकारी भी ऑनलाइन मिल सकेगी। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो होता है किसी भी राष्ट्र की उन्नति का निर्णायक मापदंड, जिसे तय करने वाले उसके विभिन्न राज्य, अलग अलग मंत्रालय और सरकार के विभागों का तालमेल एवं समन्वय ही होता है सर्वांगीण प्रगति के साथ एक बेहतरीन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की गारंटी। इसी दूरदर्शी और भविष्य दृष्टा सोच के साथ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने समग्र विकास के लिए देश को दिया है एक अभूतपूर्व पीएम गति शक्ति नेशनल मास्टर प्लान।
रोड से लेकर रेलवे तक, एविएशन से लेकर के एग्रीकल्चर तक, विभिन्न मंत्रालयों को, विभागों को इससे जोड़ा जा रहा है। नेक्स्ट जनरेशन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और मल्टी मॉडल कनेक्टिविटी को इस नेशनल प्लान से गति शक्ति मिलेगी।
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के विजन को साकार करने हेतु गुजरात सरकार द्वारा विकसित किया गया है पीएम गति शक्ति गुजरात का फ्यूचरिस्टिक रोड मैप। इसी रोड मैप के तहत माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री भूपेंद्र भाई पटेल जी के नेतृत्व में गुजरात सरकार के GIDB यानी गुजरात इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड द्वारा समस्त विभागों के सहयोग और BISAG-N यानी भास्कराचार्य नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर स्पेस एप्लीकेशंस एंड जियो इन्फॉर्मेटिक्स के टेक्निकल कोलैबोरेशन के साथ पीएम गति शक्ति गुजरात इंटीग्रेटेड मास्टर प्लान पोर्टल का कार्य प्रारंभ किया गया। राज्य भर में रीजनल वर्कशॉप्स के बाद शुरू हुआ गुजरात में हर विभाग और हर स्तर पर विस्तृत डेटा कलेक्शन का भगीरथ अभियान। इसके अंतर्गत राज्य में अर्बन और रूरल मैपिंग के साथ साथ एक दूसरे से संबंधित विभाग जैसे सड़क, रेल, सिंचाई, ऊर्जा, पोर्ट, यातायात, पावर और फॉरेस्ट आदि के डेटाबेस का एनालिटिकल टूल्स द्वारा जियो रेफरेंसिंग, विजुअलाइजेशन, सिंक्रोनाइजेशन एवं प्रायोरिटाइजेशन करके उन्हें किया गया ऑटोमाइज। अब तक 500 से भी ज्यादा डेटा लेयर्स अपलोड करके गुजरात गति शक्ति पोर्टल संपूर्ण राज्य में चल रही जनहित की योजनाओं को जल्दी और सक्षम तरीके से संपन्न कराने के लिए विभागों को NOC और भूमि अधिग्रहण जैसी विभिन्न सुविधाएं करा रहा है उपलब्ध, जिससे सरकार के सारे इंटरनल डिपार्टमेंट्स अप्रूवल प्रोसेसेस ऑफलाइन से ऑनलाइन करके समय और संसाधनों की कर रहे हैं बचत। संपूर्ण गुजरात में प्रस्तावित, जारी या पूर्ण हो चुकी सभी विकास परियोजनाओं के रियल टाइम अपडेट्स और उनसे जुड़ी तमाम महत्वपूर्ण दस्तावेजी प्रक्रियाएं सभी सरकारी विभागों को अब उपलब्ध हो रही हैं मात्र एक ही क्लिक पर। राज्य के सभी विभाग पोर्टल में लगातार देते हैं अपडेट्स, जिनको निरंतर मॉनिटर करती है गति शक्ति गुजरात मॉनिटरिंग कमेटी। गति शक्ति गुजरात द्वारा आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के उपयोग से ओवरऑल डिसीजन मेकिंग क्षमता बढ़ी है और रिसोर्सेज के महत्तम उपयोग के साथ लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट कम होने से विकास परियोजनाएं बन रही हैं कॉस्ट एफिशिएंट। उदाहरण के लिए राज्य में त्रुटिहीन संचार व्यवस्था हेतु एरिया वाइज जरूरी मोबाइल टावर्स की संख्या या किसी क्षेत्र में नए वेयर हाउस की जरूरत या फिर राज्य के महत्वाकांक्षी और बहुआयामी कोस्टल कॉरिडोर के निर्माण में आवश्यक कार्यवाहियों जैसी जानकारियां तुरंत मिलने के कारण जनहित की योजनाएं बिना अवरोध के संपन्न होकर स्थापित कर रही हैं टाइम मैनेजमेंट के नए आयाम। लीड्स इंडेक्स में प्रथम स्थान पर प्रतिष्ठित गुजरात बना है विकास का पर्याय, जिसको और भी अधिक संबल प्रदान करेगा पीएम गति शक्ति गुजरात। इसी दिशा में आगे बढ़ते हुए केंद्र सरकार की सहायता से गुजरात के मोरबी और बेडी क्षेत्रों में निर्मित हो रहे हैं 2 नए गति शक्ति टर्मिनल्स।
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के आत्मनिर्भर भारत के स्वप्न को साकार करने हेतु पीएम गति शक्ति गुजरात प्रेरणारूप साबित होगी। इससे गुजरात के युवाओं को नए रोजगार अवसर मिलेंगे।
पीएम गति शक्ति नेशनल मास्टर प्लान को लागू करने में अग्रणी गुजरात युवाओं के लिए नए रोजगार सृजित करने के साथ विकास को दे रहा है अधिकतम शक्ति के साथ तीव्रतम गति। पीएम गति शक्ति गुजरात आधुनिकतम टेक्नोलॉजी के उपयोग से बदल रहा है हमारा आज। भारत के उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की दूरदर्शी सोच को साकार करते हुए रोल मॉडल बन रहा है गुजरात। प्रगति को मिले पंख और उन्नति को आकाश। पीएम गति शक्ति गुजरात।
गुजरात के हर डिपार्टमेंट को और गुजरात की जनता को अनेक शुभेच्छा। On the Gati Shakti portal, 46 NOCs and approvals are developed. We have received more than 250 applications pertaining to these NOCs and approvals. Out of these, we will exchange approval orders and certificates pertaining to 4 applications. आज हम माननीय मुख्यमंत्री की मानक उपस्थिति में एनओसी सर्टिफिकेट एक्सचेंज करने जा रहे हैं. A lessee has to apply for mining lease application to the state government for onshore area. Approval for petroleum mining lease is given by Directorate of Petroleum to GSPC. I request Shri Manoj Patel, Additional Secretary, Energy and Petrochemicals Department, to give NOC to Shri Samir Biswal, Director, Exploration, Gujarat State Petroleum Corporation. Congratulations. For the pipeline project of Gujarat Gas Limited, approval is granted for crossing water bodies pertaining to Water Resources Department. For the same, I request Shri K.B. Rabadia, Special Secretary, Water Resources Department, to hand over the certificate to Nitish Bhandari, Executive Director and CFO, Gujarat Gas Limited. Congratulations. Women and Child Department have identified Anganwadi using Gatishik Gujarat on the basis of go-no-go criteria. Land allotment for the project is done by Revenue Department through the portal. I request Shri Jenu Devan, Revenue Inspection Commissioner and Secretary to Revenue Department, to hand over the certificate to Srimati Ilaba Rana, Deputy Director, ICDS, Women and Child Development Department. Congratulations. On the digitized forest boundary data, NOC for non-forest land is issued to JETCO officer for their project from Forest and Environment Department. I request Dr. Jaipal Singh, Additional Principal Chief Conservator of Forest, to hand over the certificate to Shri Bhupendra Patel, Managing Director of JETCO. Congratulations and best wishes to all the departments. Thank you. I now request our Honorable Minister of State for Industries, Shri Jagdish Vishwakarmaji, to kindly address the august audience. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. PM Gatishik Plan Gujarat and National launch of the Integrating Master Plan લોકાર્પણ પ્રસંગે આપણી વચ્ચે ઉપસ્થિત ગુજરાતના યશસ્વી મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી ભૂપેન્દ્રભાઈ પટેલ, શ્રી પંકજ કુમારજી, શ્રી રાજકુમારજી and other dignitaries on dais and off the dais and મીડિયાના મિત્રો. આનંદની વાત છે કે દેશના વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્ર મોદીજીએ 1 વર્ષ પહેલા જે પીએમ ગતિશક્તિ માસ્ટર પ્લાન જે લોન્ચ કર્યો હતો અને બરાબર 1 વર્ષના બાદ ગુજરાત એક એવું પહેલું સ્ટેટ છે જે પીએમ ગતિશક્તિ માસ્ટર પ્લાનને લોન્ચ કરી રહ્યું છે. દેશના વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્ર મોદીજીના દૂરંદેશી વિઝનના કારણે જ્યારે ગુજરાતના મુખ્યમંત્રી હતા ત્યારે ગુજરાતનો જે લેવલે વિકાસ કર્યો છે, કદાચ બહુ જ ઓછા લોકોને કદાચ એ બાબતનું ધ્યાન પણ હશે કે જ્યારે ગુજરાતના મુખ્યમંત્રી હતા ત્યારે એમનું પોતાનું વિઝન દરેક ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ વાઇઝ એમની જે રિવ્યુ બેઠક થાય વર્ષના અંતે ચિંતન શિબિરની અંદર પણ એ વિભાગોમાં પડતી મુશ્કેલીઓને ઇન્ટિગ્રેટ કરી અને ગુજરાતના ડેવલપમેન્ટમાં જ્યાં પણ રૂકાવટ આવે છે એ રૂકાવટને સોલ્વ કરવાનો જે એમનો ભગીરથ પ્રયાસ હતો, જે આજે આપણી નજર સમક્ષ છે કે સમગ્ર દેશની અંદર પીએમ ગતિશક્તિ પ્લાન એમણે આખા દેશમાં લોન્ચ કર્યો અને એના કારણે સમગ્ર દેશના લગભગ 16 જેટલા ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ અને હમણાં જ એમ.કે. દાસ અને પંકજ કુમાર જે વિસ્તૃત ચર્ચા કરી કે સેન્ટ્રલના 16 ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ, રાજ્યના 21 ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ, 500 જેટલા લેયર્સ, આ બધા જ ઇન્ટિગ્રેટ કરી અને સૌથી સરળ અને ઝડપી વિકાસ થાય એ દિશામાં આપણે આગળ વધી રહ્યા છીએ ને એનો ગુજરાતનો શ્રેય કોઈને જાય તો જે લેવલે દેશના વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીએ ગુજરાતના વિકાસને ગતિ આપવાનું કામ કર્યું હતું અને એને માન્ય ભૂપેન્દ્રભાઈ પટેલની વિકાસ ગાથાને આગળ વધારી રહ્યા છે. આનંદની વાત એ છે કે દેશના વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીએ જે વિકાસનો જે પાયો નાખ્યો હતો અને આજે એ પાયાને નિર્ધારિત આગળ લઈ જવામાં આપણે બધા જ સક્ષમ બન્યા છીએ. સાથે સાથે એવું ચોક્કસ કહીશ કે ગુજરાત રાજ્યમાં સામાજિક આર્થિક વિકાસ અગ્રેસર રહ્યું છે. ગુજરાતના લોકોનો ઔદ્યોગિક સ્વભાવ જે રહ્યો છે, ગુજરાતના ઉત્પાદનમાં ભારત એ પ્રથમ ક્રમે છે. એટલે 18% જેટલું મેન્યુફેક્ચરિંગ એક માત્ર ગુજરાતમાં થઈ રહ્યું છે. જે લગભગ આખા દેશનું જે એક્સપોર્ટ છે એ એક્સપોર્ટમાં ગુજરાતનો હિસ્સો લગભગ 40% જેટલો છે. કેમિકલ હોય, પેટ્રોકેમિકલ્સ હોય, ફાર્માસ્યુટિકલ હોય, ટેક્સટાઇલ્સ હોય, પિનથી લઈને પ્લાન કે ટેન્ક સુધીની દરેક બાબતો આજે ગુજરાતની અંદર મેન્યુફેક્ચર થવા માંડી છે. અને એનો શ્રેય જો કોઈને જાય તો દેશના વડાપ્રધાન નરેન્દ્ર મોદીજીને જાય છે. મિશન ગતિશક્તિના 3 શબ્દો છે. આપણી ગતિને શક્તિમાં રૂપાંતરિત કરીએ. આપણા મિશનને મોડ દ્વારા વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીના સ્વપ્નને સાકાર કરવાનું થાય તો પીએમ ગતિશક્તિ એટલે કોઈ પણ પ્રોજેક્ટને ટાઈમસર પ્રોજેક્ટ એને બનાવો, સમયસર પ્રોજેક્ટ શરૂ થાય અને સમયસર પ્રોજેક્ટ પૂર્ણ થાય. આ કેન્દ્ર સરકારની આ યોજનાને સમગ્ર દેશના તમામ રાજ્યો જોડાય એની અંદર ગુજરાતે પ્રથમ સ્થાન પ્રાપ્ત કર્યું છે. ગુજરાત આગામી દિવસોમાં પણ દરેક લેવલે જે રીતે લીડ લઈ રહ્યું છે અને મને આશા છે કે વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીનું જે વિઝન છે એને માન્ય મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી ભૂપેન્દ્રભાઈ ચોક્કસ પરિપૂર્ણ કરશે. રાજ્ય સરકાર અને કેન્દ્ર સરકાર સાથેનો તાલમેલ થાય, ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ ટુ ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ એન્ડ પ્રાઇવેટ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ, પ્રાઇવેટ એજન્સી સાથેનો કોઓર્ડિનેશન થાય. અત્યાર સુધી એવું હતું કે આ કોઓર્ડિનેશનના અભાવના કારણે પ્રજાના ટેક્સના પૈસા જે વેડફાતા હતા એ ટેક્સના પૈસા વેડફાય નહીં. એનું સૌથી મોટું કામ એટલે પીએમ ગતિશક્તિ પ્રોજેક્ટ. કોઈ પણ પ્રોજેક્ટ પૂર્ણ થાય ત્યારબાદ બીજા પ્રોજેક્ટ અથવા બીજા ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટને ખ્યાલ આવે કે મારે આ રોડ કરવાનો છે, મારે આ રોડની અંદર મારે કનેક્ટિવિટીનું કામ બાકી છે, મારે ગેસ લાઇનનું કામ બાકી છે. આ બધા જ પ્રકારના જે લેયર્સ છે, લેયર્સને ઘટાડવાનું કામ આ પીએમ ગતિ માસ્ટર પ્લાનમાં થશે. અને પીએમ ગતિ માસ્ટર પ્લાનની અંદર સૌથી અગત્યની બાબત છે કે પ્રજાના ટેક્સના પૈસાનો બચાવ થશે. પીએમ ગતિશક્તિ રોડ ટુ રેલવે, રોડ ટુ પોર્ટ, રોડ ટુ એરપોર્ટ, આ બધે જ કનેક્ટિવિટીને આપણે ઇન્ટરગ્રેટેડ કરી અને ઝડપી વિકાસ થાય દિશામાં આપણે ચોક્કસ વિચારીશું. અને આ બધા જ પ્રોજેક્ટો દેશના વડાપ્રધાન નરેન્દ્ર મોદીજી અને ગુજરાતના મુખ્યમંત્રી જે લેવલે વિચારી રહ્યા છે કે આવનારા 50 વર્ષ પછી મારું ગુજરાત કેવું હશે, અને એ જ લેવલે દેશના વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી વિચારી રહ્યા છે કે આવનારા 50 વર્ષ સુધીના જે પણ પ્રોજેક્ટ છે, જે પણ વિઝન છે, અને 50 વર્ષ પછી ભારત કેવું છે, ભારત ક્યાં હશે, જ્યારે આઝાદીનો અમૃતકાળ ચાલી રહ્યો છે, ત્યારે 75 વર્ષ સુધી જે આપણને ગેપ રહી છે એ ગેપ પૂરવાનું કામ એ દેશના વડાપ્રધાન નરેન્દ્ર મોદીજીએ કરી છે. પીએમ ગતિશક્તિ પ્રોજેક્ટ અંતર્ગત નેશનલ હાઈવે ઓથોરિટી હોય, સ્ટેટ હાઈવે ઓથોરિટી હોય, ઓએનજીસી, પીએનજીસી, ફાઈબર ઓપ્ટિકલ વાયર છે, નેટ કનેક્ટેડ ટેલિફોન કનેક્ટિવિટી છે, વોટરની લાઈન છે, આ બધા જ ઇન્ટિગ્રેટિંગ કરી અને ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચરને મજબૂત કરવાનું કામ આ પીએમ ગતિશક્તિ પ્લાન દ્વારા કરવામાં આવશે. મને આશા છે કે જે લેવલે ગુજરાતનો વિકાસ થયો છે, 24/7 જે રીતે આપણે લાઇટ આપી શક્યા છે, વીજળી આપી શક્યા છે, ગુજરાત એ મૌખિક ઔદ્યોગિક કેન્દ્રની અંદર ગુજરાત પ્રથમ હરોળમાં રહ્યું છે. 200 કરતાં પણ વધારે જીઆઈડીસી ગુજરાતની અંદર છે. આજે ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ, મને જણાવતા આનંદ થશે આપને બધાને કે કાલે જ માન્ય મુખ્યમંત્રીશ્રીની અધ્યક્ષતામાં ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ પોલિસી લોન્ચ કરવામાં આવી. આવનારા દિવસોની અંદર જે રીતે ગુજરાતમાં ઇન્વેસ્ટરો આવવાના, જે રીતે લગભગ 12.5 લાખ કરોડ કરતાં પણ વધારેનું ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ આવવાનું છે અને 15 લાખ કરતાં વધુ લોકોને જ્યારે રોજગારી મળવાની છે, ત્યારે ગુજરાતનું ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર એ લેવલનું સક્ષમ બને એ દિશામાં માન્ય મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી વિચારી રહ્યા છે. ગુજરાતનું જે રોડ ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર નેટવર્ક છે એ 2,20,000 કિલોમીટરનું ગુજરાતનું માત્ર રોડ ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર લેવલ છે. રેલવેની વાત કરું તો લગભગ રેલવે 5600 કિલોમીટર લાંબુ ગુજરાતનો રેલવે નેટવર્ક છે. 19 કરતાં વધારે એરપોર્ટ ગુજરાતની અંદર આવેલા છે. 48 પોર્ટ આવેલા છે. આ બધાની અંદર ક્યાંક ને જૂના પ્રોજેક્ટ છે, જે નવા પ્રોજેક્ટ આવવાના છે, આ બધાને આ ગતિશક્તિથી બળ મળવાનું છે. ગુજરાત એક મજબૂત ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર સક્રિય રીતે આગળ વધે અને દેશના વડાપ્રધાન નરેન્દ્ર મોદીજી જે લેવલે જે નીતિઓ ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ કરી રહ્યા છે તે જ દિશામાં માન્ય મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી ભૂપેન્દ્રભાઈ પટેલ પણ આગળ વધી રહ્યા છે. મને આશા છે કે આવનારા દિવસોમાં આ પીએમ ગતિશક્તિ પોર્ટલ ગુજરાતના વિકાસમાં ખૂબ મોટી હરણફાળ ભરવાનું છે. ભારત માતા કે જી, વંદે માતરમ.
માનનીય મંત્રી શ્રી, આપના ઉત્સાહપૂર્ણ શબ્દો માટે આપનો ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર માનીએ છીએ. હવે હું ખૂબ આદર ભાવ સાથે ગુજરાતના માનનીય મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી ભૂપેન્દ્રભાઈ પટેલને નમ્ર નિવેદન કરીશ કે આ પ્રાસંગિક ઉદ્બોધન કરશો.
21મી સદીના ભારતને વિકસિત રાષ્ટ્ર બનાવવામાં જેની મહત્વપૂર્ણ ભૂમિકા રહી છે તેવા પ્રધાનમંત્રી અને ગતિશક્તિ નેશનલ માસ્ટર પ્લાનના અમલીકરણ અન્વયે આજના આયોજિત કાર્યક્રમમાં મારી સાથે ઉપસ્થિત ઉદ્યોગ સહકાર તથા માર્ગ મકાન મંત્રી શ્રી જગદીશભાઈ વિશ્વકર્મા, મારા મુખ્ય સચિવ શ્રી પંકજકુમાર, અધિક મુખ્ય સચિવ શ્રી રાજકુમારજી, શ્રી મનોજકુમાર દાસ, શ્રી પંકજભાઈ જોશી, સચિવ જીઆઈડીબી શ્રી અવંતિકાસિંહ, ગુજરાત મેરીટાઈમ બોર્ડના સીઈઓ શ્રી આરબી બારડ, સીઆઈઆઈના વાઇસ ચેરમેન શ્રી દર્શનભાઈ શાહ, ઉપસ્થિત સૌ અધિકારીગણ, સૌ આમંત્રિતો, પ્રેસ મીડિયાના મિત્રો, સૌને મારા નમસ્કાર. ગુજરાત સરકાર વતી આપ સૌને હાર્દિક શુભેચ્છાઓ અને આજના કાર્યક્રમમાં હાજર રહેલ પ્રતિષ્ઠિત મહેમાનોને આજે સંબોધન કરવાનું અને એ સંબોધન જ્યારે ગતિશક્તિ ઉપર હોય ત્યારે એ સંબોધન માટે હું આજે ગૌરવની લાગણી અનુભવું છું. સર્વગ્રાહી વિકાસ પ્રત્યે આપણા માનનીય વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીનો અભિગમ જોતા એ વાત નિશંકપણે સાબિત થઈ છે કે કેન્દ્ર સરકાર સાથે રાજ્ય સરકારની મજબૂત ભાગીદારી આ દેશના વિકાસ માટે જરૂરી છે. ગુજરાતે ભારતની વિકાસ ગાથામાં મુખ્ય ભૂમિકા ભજવી છે. પ્રગતિશીલ રાજ્યો પૈકીનું એક રાજ્ય બનીને અમે આર્થિક વિકાસ અને રાષ્ટ્ર નિર્માણમાં અગ્રેસર રહ્યા છીએ. આપણા માનનીય વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીના સશક્ત માર્ગદર્શન અને દિશા દર્શન હેઠળ રાજ્ય કક્ષાએ ગતિશક્તિ પોર્ટલ શરૂ કરનાર ગુજરાત ભારતનું પ્રથમ રાજ્ય છે. મુખ્યમંત્રી તરીકે શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીના નેતૃત્વ હેઠળ રાજ્યએ અભૂતપૂર્વ વૃદ્ધિ અને વિકાસ હાંસલ કર્યો છે. માન્ય વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીએ તેમના દૂરંદેશી પૂર્ણ સુધારાઓ સાથે ગુજરાતના સંતુલિત અને પ્રાદેશિક વિકાસને મજબૂત બનાવવામાં મુખ્ય ભૂમિકા ભજવી હતી. આર્થિક સમૃદ્ધિ માટે રાજ્યમાં કનેક્ટિવિટી વધારવા પર ભાર મૂકવામાં આવ્યો અને તે માટે ફોકસ ટાર્ગેટ એક્શન પ્લાન અમલી બનાવવામાં આવ્યા અને જેના પરિણામે રાજ્ય તેના ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર લેન્ડસ્કેપમાં મોટા પાયે પરિવર્તન જોયું છે. મને જણાવતા ગર્વ થાય છે કે તેમના કાર્યકાળ દરમિયાન ગુજરાતના સામાજિક અને ભૌતિક માળખામાં વ્યાપક પરિવર્તન જોવા મળ્યું. આનાથી એ સુનિશ્ચિત થયું છે કે તમામ નાગરિકોની સહિયારી, સમૃદ્ધિ તેમજ ડબલ ડિજિટના ગ્રોથ રેટ સાથે ગુજરાત આગળ વધતું રહ્યું છે. હું તેમના નેતૃત્વ હેઠળ ગુજરાતમાં અમલમાં મૂકવામાં આવેલી કેટલીક દૂરંદેશી પહેલો, સુધારાઓ અને કાર્ય યોજનાઓ અહીં આપની સમક્ષ મૂકવા માંગુ છું. એક દૂરંદેશી તરીકે એમના જે આખા ગુજરાતનું જે ડેવલપમેન્ટ અને જે ગુજરાતનું જે ડેવલપમેન્ટનો મજબૂત પાયો માન્ય નરેન્દ્રભાઈના જ્યારે એ મુખ્યમંત્રી હતા ત્યારથી આ મજબૂત પાયો નખાયો અને એ મજબૂત પાયાના આધારે આજે એમના માર્ગદર્શનમાં ગુજરાત આ વિકાસની યાત્રા આગળ વધારી રહ્યું છે. એમાં પ્રગતિપથ આ કાર્યક્રમની પરિકલ્પના આદિવાસી વિસ્તાર તેમજ દરિયાકાંઠા ઔદ્યોગિક અને ગ્રામીણ વિસ્તારને રાજ્યના મુખ્ય પ્રવાહ વિસ્તારો અને છેવાડાના વિસ્તારો સાથે જોડવા માટે કરવામાં આવી હતી. પ્રગતિપથ યોજનામાં રાજ્યના છેવાડાને જોડતા 9 હાઈ સ્પીડ કોરિડોરને પહોળા અને મજબૂત કરવાનો સમાવેશ થાય છે. કુલ રૂપિયા 2488 કરોડ ખર્ચે આ પ્રોજેક્ટમાં કુલ 3710 કિલોમીટર લંબાઈના હાઈવેને બનાવવાનું નક્કી કરવામાં આવ્યું છે. આ પહેલનો હેતુ ગુજરાતના તમામ ખૂણાઓને જોડતા મજબૂત રોડ નેટવર્ક નિર્માણ કરવાનું છે. એવી જ રીતે વિકાસ પથ આ કાર્યક્રમનો નિર્ધારિત ઉદ્દેશ નગરપાલિકાઓ, શહેરી વિસ્તારો, શહેરો અને મોટા શહેરોમાંથી પસાર થતા રાજ્યના માર્ગોનું આધુનિકરણ કરવાનો હતો. તેનું આયોજન એટલા માટે કરવામાં આવ્યું હતું કે શહેરી વિસ્તારમાં પરિવહન સરળ બને, ખાસ કરીને જ્યારે કોઈ વ્યક્તિ બહારના વિસ્તારમાંથી શહેરમાં આવે તો તેને મુસાફરી સરળ બને. કિસાન પથ, ગ્રામ્ય વિસ્તારમાં કનેક્ટિવિટી અને એગ્રી ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર સૌથી મહત્વપૂર્ણ ઘટકો પૈકીનું એક છે. બીજું, ખેડૂતોની આજીવિકા તેમના ઉત્પાદનો સમયસર બજારો સુધી પહોંચે તેના પર નિર્ભર છે. આપણા માન્ય વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીની જમીની અને વાસ્તવિકથી ઊંડી સમજણના લીધે કિસાન પથ યોજના અસ્તિત્વમાં આવી અને તેના દ્વારા રાજ્યના ગ્રામ વિસ્તારના રસ્તાઓના અપગ્રેડેશન અને સુધારણાની દિશામાં કામ શરૂ થયું. તેનાથી ખેડૂતોના જીવનની ગુણવત્તામાં સુધારો થયો અને તેમની ખેત પેદાશો અને દૂધ ઝડપથી બજારમાં પહોંચતા થયા. શું થયું ભાઈ? તકલીફ પડી છે કઈ? હા, બધા ડિસ્ટર્બ થઈ જાય ને તમારું ઓકે થતા પહેલા તો. કશો પણ ફ્રેમ સાઈડમાં ગઈએ કોઈને ખબર ના પડી, પણ તમે જે સીધું કરવામાં બધાને ખબર પડી કે કંઈક સીધું થઈ રહ્યું છે. ચાલો, એક એવો ને એવો જ પથ, પ્રવાસી પથ બનાવ્યો એમણે. એક એવી પહેલ હતી જેણે 60થી વધુ પ્રવાસી સ્થળો વચ્ચેની કનેક્ટિવિટીમાં સુધારો કરીને પ્રવાસન ઉદ્યોગને નોંધપાત્ર વેગ આપ્યો હતો. તેનાથી પ્રવાસન સ્થળોની આસપાસ આર્થિક પ્રવૃત્તિમાં વધારો થયો છે અને રૂપિયા 2300 કરોડ કરતાં વધુના કેન્દ્રિત રોકાણો સાથે આ પહેલથી રાજ્યના 24થી વધુ જિલ્લાઓને ફાયદો થયો છે. રેલવે કનેક્ટિવિટી, રેલવે ક્ષેત્ર પણ વિકાસને આગળ ધપાવવામાં ગુજરાત અગ્રેસર રહ્યું છે. પીપીપી મોડલ પર બનેલી ભારતની પ્રથમ રેલવે લાઇનનું ઉદ્ઘાટન ગુજરાતમાં વર્ષ 2015માં કરવામાં આવ્યું હતું. વધુમાં ઔદ્યોગિક પ્રદેશો, બંદરો અને દિલ્હી મુંબઈ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ કોરિડોર સાથે રેલવે જોડાણ સુનિશ્ચિત કરવા માટે ગુજરાત રેલ ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર ડેવલપમેન્ટ લિમિટેડ નામની સમર્પિત કંપનીની રચના કરવામાં આવી હતી. આ પહેલથી રાજ્યની વૈશ્વિક નિકાસ સ્પર્ધાત્મકમાં ઘણો વધારો થયો છે. ગેસ ગ્રીડ, ગેસ આધારિત અર્થતંત્રનો વિકાસ કરવામાં પણ ગુજરાત અગ્રેસર રહ્યું છે. માન્ય વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીના માર્ગદર્શન અને સમર્થન હેઠળ ગુજરાતે ઓપન એક્સેસ કોરમ કેરિયરના ધોરણે એક સંકલિત રાજ્યવ્યાપી ગેસ ગ્રીડ વિકસાવી છે. મુખ્ય ઔદ્યોગિક કેન્દ્રોને જોડતા 25 જિલ્લામાં 2600 કિલોમીટરથી વધુની લંબાઈનું પાઇપલાઇન ગેસ ગ્રીડ નેટવર્ક કાર્યરત છે. એની સાથે વોટર ગ્રીડ, સિંચાઈ માટે પાણીના વિસ્તરણ માટે 75,000 કિલોમીટરનું રાજ્યવ્યાપી વોટર ગ્રીડ નેટવર્ક અને 14,000થી પણ વધુ ગામડાઓ અને 154 નગરોને પાણી પહોંચાડવા માટે રાજ્યવ્યાપી પીવાના પાણીની ગ્રીડની સ્થાપના કરતો એક મિશન મોડ પ્રોજેક્ટ છે. ભૂતકાળમાં 75% વસ્તી ભૂગર્ભ જળ પર નિર્ભર હતી. હવે રાજ્યની 75% વસ્તી સરફેસ વોટર એટલે કે જમીન ઉપરની સપાટીના પાણીમાંથી પુરવઠો મેળવે છે. પોર્ટ કનેક્ટિવિટી, એક પારદર્શક અને ભવિષ્યવાદી પ્રથમ પોર્ટ પોલિસી જે પોર્ટ ક્ષેત્રમાં ખાનગી ક્ષેત્રની ભાગીદારીને પ્રોત્સાહિત કરે છે. ભારતનું પ્રથમ ખાનગી બંદર એટલે ગુજરાતનું પીપાવા તેમના નેતૃત્વ હેઠળ બનાવવામાં આવ્યું હતું. વધુમાં રાજ્યમાં 4 ગ્રીનફિલ્ડ પોર્ટ લોકેશનો સ્થાપિત કરવામાં આવ્યા છે. વીજ પુરવઠો, 2001માં ગુજરાતમાં વીજળીની ક્ષેત્રની હાલત કફોડી હતી. જોકે તત્કાલીન મુખ્યમંત્રી તરીકે આપણા વડાપ્રધાનના નેતૃત્વ હેઠળ રાજ્યએ વીજળીના ઉત્પાદન, ટ્રાન્સમિશન અને વિસ્તરણમાં વ્યાપક સુધારા કર્યો અને 2009માં પાવર સરપ્લસ સ્ટેટનો દરજ્જો પ્રાપ્ત કર્યો. આજે ગુજરાતમાં 24/7 અવિરત ગુણવત્તાયુક્ત વીજળી પુરવઠો ઉપલબ્ધ છે. ભારત નેટ પ્રોજેક્ટના અમલીકરણમાં ગુજરાત મોખરાનું સ્થાન રહ્યું છે તે જણાવતા મને અપાર આનંદ થાય છે. માન્ય વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીના વિઝનરી માર્ગદર્શન હેઠળ ગુજરાતે ડિજિટલ સેવા સેતુ પ્લેટફોર્મ અને ગેસવાન જેવા વિવિધ ડિજિટલ સુધારાઓ અને પ્રોજેક્ટ સફળતાપૂર્વક અમલમાં મૂક્યા છે. રાજ્યની વૃદ્ધિની આગામી લહેર મેગા ઔદ્યોગિક ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર પ્રોજેક્ટ જેવા કે 12 લેન દિલ્હી મુંબઈ એક્સપ્રેસવે, ગુજરાતના મુખ્ય શહેરોને જોડતા રેલ કોરિડોર અને મુંબઈ અમદાવાદ હાઈ સ્પીડ રેલ પ્રોજેક્ટ દ્વારા ચલાવવામાં આવશે. આ પ્રોજેક્ટ અમુક શહેરો વચ્ચેનો પ્રવાસનો સમય અડધા કરતા પણ ઘટાડી દેશે. ગુજરાતમાં મેક્રો લેવલ અનેકવિધ કાર્યક્રમની કલ્પના, કાર્યવાહી અને અમલીકરણ તેમજ માઇક્રો લેવલ વિવિધ મુદ્દાઓની મજબૂત સમજણ સાથે આપણા વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદી પીએમ ગતિ શક્તિ પ્રોજેક્ટ લાવ્યા છે. આ રાષ્ટ્રીય પહેલ અપાર અનુભવ અને જમીન વાસ્તવિકતાના જ્ઞાન સાથે જન્મેલી છે. મને સંપૂર્ણ વિશ્વાસ છે કે ગુજરાતની જેમ આપણે દેશ પણ આવનાર સમયમાં ધરખમ પરિવર્તનનો સાક્ષી બનશે. ગુજરાતમાં મુખ્યમંત્રી તરીકે શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીના કાર્યકાળ દરમિયાન અમલમાં મૂકવામાં આવેલી લક્ષિત અને વિચારશીલ પહેલોના લીધે રાજ્ય અર્થતંત્રને વેગ મળ્યો. તમામ ક્ષેત્રમાં આર્થિક પ્રવૃત્તિમાં વધારો થયો અને રોજગારીનું સર્જન થયું. ગુજરાતે છેલ્લા એક દાયકામાં સતત 10%થી વધુ વાર્ષિક જીડીપી વૃદ્ધિ દર નોંધાવ્યો છે, જે ભારતના જીડીપીમાં 8.28%થી વધુ ફાળો આપે છે. ગુજરાત રાજ્ય સરકારે ઇઝ ઓફ ડુઈંગ બિઝનેસ રિફોર્મ્સ, ડિજિટલ ગવર્નન્સ પોલિસીની પહેલ અને રોજગારના ક્ષેત્રમાં પણ નોંધપાત્ર પહેલ કરી છે, જેના કારણે ગુજરાત દેશમાં અગ્રણી રાજ્ય બન્યું છે. અમે ગુજરાત ઇન્ટિગ્રેટેડ લોજિસ્ટિક પાર્ક પોલિસી 2021 શરૂ કરનાર પ્રથમ રાજ્ય છીએ. રાજ્યમાં લોજિસ્ટિક ઇકોસિસ્ટમને સરળ બનાવવા ઉદ્દેશથી આ પોલિસી તમામ મોટા આર્થિક ક્ષેત્રોને લાભ આપશે, જેના પરિણામે મોટા પાયે રોજગારીનું સર્જન થશે. આજે આ પ્રસંગે પીએમ ગતિશક્તિ રાષ્ટ્રીય માસ્ટર પ્લાન લાવવા માટે માન્ય વડાપ્રધાન શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીનો આભાર માનું છું અને ભારતના ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર લેન્ડસ્કેપને મજબૂત બનાવવામાં આ એક મહત્વપૂર્ણ યોગદાન હશે. આ પ્લાનથી માત્ર ઇઝ ઓફ ડુઈંગ બિઝનેસ જ નહીં, પરંતુ નાગરિકો માટે ઇઝ ઓફ લિવિંગ પણ સુનિશ્ચિત થશે. ગુજરાત તેની સાનુકૂળ ઔદ્યોગિક ઇકોસિસ્ટમ, વિશાળ સંભવિત બજાર, રાજકીય સ્થિરતા અને ભરોસાપાત્ર શાસન સાથે વૈશ્વિક વેપાર માટે વિપુલ તકો પ્રદાન કરે છે. અમારા રાજ્યમાં ઉપલબ્ધ તકોનું અન્વેષણ કરવા અને ગુજરાત અને ભારતની વૃદ્ધિમાં ભાગીદાર બની આપણે સૌ સાથે મળી ગુજરાત હજુ વધુને વધુ તેજ ગતિથી આગળ વધે એના પ્રયત્ન કરીએ. એ જ અભ્યર્થના. ભારત માતા કી જય. વંદે માતરમ. જય જય ગરવી ગુજરાત.
માનનીય મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી, આપના પ્રોત્સાહન સભર ઉદ્બોધન માટે આપનો ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર માનીએ છીએ. I now request Shri Darshan Shah, Vice Chairman CII, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Shri Bhupendra Patel, Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Jagdishbhai Panchal, Honorable Minister of State, Industries, Shri Pankaj Kumar, Shri Manoj Kumar Das, Shri Raj Kumar, Srimati Avantika Singh, Shri Pankaj Joshi, and Shri R.B. Barad, esteemed dignitaries of the dais, industry members, members from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to share key takeaways on this Azadi at 75 PM Gatishik Gujarat Integrated Master Plan National Launch event. I'm sure all of you would agree that we had a very impactful inaugural session and look forward to subsequent interactive sessions on Gati Shakti and logistics. PM Gati Shakti will give a new dimension to the progress of advanced infrastructure through seamless preparation, execution, and supervision, besides reducing time and cost overflows of infrastructure projects. The PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan was announced last year with an aim to break departmental silos and bring in more universal and integrated planning and execution of projects with a view to address the issues of multimodal and last mile connectivity. Gati Shakti aims to lend more Gati to Gati of infrastructure projects by connecting all concerned departments under one platform. The Gati Shakti will also ensure true public-private partnership in infrastructure creation from planning to development and utilization stage. I hope the deliberations in the next sessions will be of interest to you and would help you in obtaining the right perspective on Gati Shakti and logistics. Please make sure that all of you view the demo of this Gati Shakti Gujarat portal in the next hall. And lastly, on behalf of CII, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to all the esteemed speakers and dignitaries present today. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your warm, thankful note. We appreciate it. We once again thank our Honorable Chief Minister, sir, Honorable Minister, sir, and other dignitaries for their esteemed presence on the occasion. Now, our Honorable CM, sir, and other dignitaries will proceed to have a look at the demo of Gati Shakti portal. And we will have the first session on Gujarat initiatives in logistics infrastructure after 10 minutes of tea break. Thank you. We are about to start the session 1, which is on Gujarat initiatives in logistics infrastructure. I request the August crowd, which is standing outside and having a word with each other, to kindly come in the hall, take up the seats, please, so that we can start with the session and gather more and more information from the speakers. Thank you. I request everyone to kindly take up the seats, please. I request those who are standing in the lobby kindly take up their seats in the hall. We shall commence this program in a short while from now. Ladies and gentlemen who are standing in the lobby, kindly take up your seats, please. We shall commence this program now. Those who are standing in the lobby, I request you to kindly take up your seats, please. Once again, I request everyone to kindly take up the seats, please, and put your phones on silent mode or vibrating mode. Thank you. We will now have the first session on Gujarat initiatives in logistics infrastructure. We welcome you all after the small tea break, and we welcome on dais Shri M.K. Das, Additional Chief Secretary, Ports and Transport Department, Shri Harit Shukla, Managing Director, Dholera Industrial City Development Limited, Shri Santosh Kumar, Director, Project and Planning, G-Ride, and Shri Sandeep Vasawa, Secretary, Roads and Buildings Department, Government of Gujarat. We welcome all the august speakers of the first session. Those who are standing, I request you to kindly take up your seats, please, and also switch off your mobile phones or put on silent mode or vibrating mode. Thank you. To start the session one on the Gujarat initiatives on logistics infrastructure, would like to request Shri M.K. Das, Additional Chief Secretary, Ports and Transport Department, to chair the session and take up his speech, please. Over to you, sir.
हिंदी में करना है यदि पॉसिबल है प्रेजेंटेशन अपलोड करेंगे Please put up the presentation, please. Yeah. Good morning, friends, and greetings from Garden of Gujarat. I would like to highlight key initiatives, upcoming large projects, and our special efforts in the Gatishik sector. As we all are aware, our state is a manufacturing driven state. 18% of country's output comes from Gujarat. And our share in country's GDP is 8.28%. It has been up from 7% to 8.8% in very short time, maybe 4 to 5 years. And it is likely to hit 10% very shortly. India's 40% of port cargo is handled by Gujarat. And 30% Gujarat's share is by minor ports. And including Kandla, it becomes 40%. So 40% of India's export-import comes from Gujarat only. Gujarat has very excellent infrastructure. That is the main reason why Gujarat is the most favorite destination. At one point of time, Gujarat was getting 70% of India's FDI and 80% of India's domestic investment also. It is only because the logistics costs are less. We have got good infrastructure. We have got 11 operational airports. Some more are coming. There are 2 international airports also. We have excellent port connectivity. We have got gas grid, water grid, and national highway also. We have got fair share of 4-lane and higher width roads, and they are highly congested in say the good traffic road, well utilized roads. A 6-lane road is coming between Dholera and Ahmedabad. Mumbai Express Highway, Mumbai to Delhi, which passes through Surat and Baroda, is also coming up very shortly. So we are adding up number of activities. Then you can see there are a number of wonderful things happening in Gujarat. One, of course, Dholera city, Mr. Harit Shukla, he will talk about Dholera and how important it has been, or it will be in fact. Like Hazira became a game changer for India, Dholera is said to be game changer for entire world, I will tell you. The kind of potential that there is in Dholera, many will not know. Dholera is going to be bigger than Singapore. In terms of area, it is bigger than Singapore. And kind of investment opportunity it has. He's there. We have worked together in Dholera. A number of board meetings we had, and we have taken a number of decisions. So Dholera is now, a lot of demand has already come in Dholera. And with Bhavnagar port coming up and getting expanded, other day Honorable Prime Minister had laid the foundation stone. It will complement each other. Then there is a gift city where we are sitting in. It is a wonderful addition. It's the only place in the country where this kind of facility is available. Then the dream city is coming up. And this dream city, many may not be aware, it is in Surat. It is basically for diamond bourse. It is going to be the world's biggest office complex. It is in fact bigger than Pentagon also. It's all fully sold out, and it's going to inaugurate very shortly. Then Mandal Bechraji. This is also a SIR where a lot of growth is taking place and a lot of work is being done. Town planning has already been done, plus all the infrastructure being provided. Then we have got a number of greenfield port projects coming up. DMIC, Gujarat is major beneficiary of DMIC. Then we have got high-speed rail. Gujarat was already land acquisition was over long time back, and work is going at a very fast speed now. So this also is going to be one big change factor. And unconventional power. Gujarat is going to be the capital of unconventional power, with 30 gigawatt power park coming only in Kutch, then 5,000 coming in Dholera, plus many more other area also. Gujarat has been a pioneering state, as it evident, like today we launched the Gatishik portal. It was the first in the country. In the leads index, Gujarat has been number one for the last 3 years. In fact, since the index started, this shows our preparedness in the logistics sector. Second is we are top performing so far export is concerned in good governance index, which not only gives you quality of ease of business, but quality of life also. We are once again number one. In the startup ranking, since the ranking started, we have been number one, and for last 3 years, we have been number one. Once it was said that Gujarat had only 3% of startup. 3 years back, it had become 48% of India's startup. So Gujarat has become a startup center also. And of course, ease of doing business. We are once again back in top, and we are top state once again in ease of doing business also. As I said, and we are the first state and perhaps the only state to have comprehensive logistic policy. We know very well that in India, as on today, the logistic cost is 14% of GDP. While in Europe, most of the Europe, in USA it is 7 to 8%. China also has the same 7-8%. Germany is the minimum is 6%. If you want to be real leader, be the cost really competitive, this cost will have to go down. India already has cheap labor, O&M costs are low, but if logistic cost goes down, we will definitely be able to, what PM said, will lead the industrial revolution. We were the first state to have industry status to give the logistics sector. Our state logistics cell under GIDB, we have formed, and they are making master plans for cities also, not only statewide, but even city they are making master plans. India has almost 7,514 kilometers of coastline, out of which almost 22%, that is 1,600 kilometers, falls in Gujarat. And a lot of new projects are coming up there. Our Mundra port, which is GMB owned, operated by private sector, and Pipavav, for Pipavav team, Holland team is here. They're all here, and they're doing very well. They're very modern. So both Mundra and Pipavav, I'll say they're the top ports in the country. And Mundra has overtaken Nova Seva also in terms of tonnage and revenue both. So we are the largest port, though we call it a minor port. As per the Act, any port which is owned by state government is minor port. But our minor port is the biggest port in the country. And a number of other ports are coming. Some recently we had a CNG port, we have LNG ports, and multi-cargo ports. Many are coming and getting inaugurated very shortly. And we want to, and we are catering not only to northern India, central India, western India. Sometimes when south also cargo comes here. So we want to augment our facility and take it 40% to even higher level. As I said, we have got a huge, state highway having our strength right from the day we came to Gujarat, some 32 years back. We have seen that road has been our strength. It has remained so. Roads have been being widened. Right now, R&B has identified projects to widen roads linking to ports and add new facilities also. 7 roads are coming up there. In Bhavnagar and Jamnagar, we are making a ring road. R&B department, GMB, and urban development department. In partnership, they are making ring roads to provide bypasses. And they will link to port also. So port will have easier access. And they have also identified 100 odd railway overbridge projects to remove the congestion and save time. With the DMIC and DFC coming picture, our idea is that from the port, we have to provide seamless connectivity, and things must reach anywhere in the country in 24 hours. So even railway signals and railway have to be avoided, and that's why they have identified 100 projects, and they're doing it. And similarly, railway also has been fairly active in Gujarat. We have had partnership with the railway. We have formed a company called G-Ride. Santosh will talk about that later. But number of projects have been taken up. And like we had first double stack train in the country from APM terminal Pipavav. Then there are a number of projects where they're doubling the railway line. Idea is to once again reduce the cost and delays. We are fairly well. I don't think any state would have 11 operational airports. In fact, many more are coming also. Some are being modernized. One, of course, will come in Rajkot very shortly. This will start in Rajkot, a big modern airport. Dhola also work is going on. And here, Dhola is a classical case. Normally in India, what happens? Or any developing country, you provide infrastructure only when city is developed. Dhola is one case where before development took place, we have the 6-lane expressway. We are thinking of railway connectivity. We are thinking of connectivity with the DFC and also air connectivity also. Here, for the first time in the country, all the infrastructure projects are taking shape before the development has started. Surat is emerging as a hub of air traffic with a lot of e-commerce activity taking place, agro activity also. And Ahmedabad is the only place where export import is taking place. But I'm sure shortly this will also increase. Then we have planned for many multimodal logistic parks. One will be, of course, at Dholera. Dholera will generate a lot of tonnage, the kind of growth we are anticipating in Dholera. Plus, we are having Gatishik Rail multi-modal cargo terminal. I won't read, you can see it at Ahmedabad and the places. So recently only, Government of India has also given us grant for 3 such projects. Other will be done by GIDB and Government of Gujarat themselves. And we have also done quite a good job in warehousing and godowns for agriculture sector also. So far as the Gatishik portal is concerned, we have integrated 503 data layers, and this was done in 26 days only. We were supposed to inaugurate it during Widen Gujarat, but somehow that got postponed. So we completed all integration work in 26 days only. Collection of data, it was massive affair. But then we didn't stop there. We started using and started testing also. At the same time, we added different layers in NOCs. So all departments, all together, they identified 46 NOCs, and that we have been able to integrate all of them with this place. We have also integrated all the revenue details, including court cases. Cases going on High Court, District Court, or a revenue court, all have been linked here. So anybody who wants land, he will know all the details about the connectivity, resources, how far is the airport or road, plus whether any court case is going or not, whether land is clear or not. Everything will be available. These are the different parameters you can see. What are the benefits that are going to take place to people? This will empowerment to public, say that all the information will be available. I'm an investor, suppose. I have to get a land where airport should be near. I should have water facility. I should have drainage facility. I should have APM or some market nearby. I must have port within 100 kilometers. I have got on, plus land should be government land. Land should be where any permission is required. Land should be title clear. So everything is possible to get from this. Similarly, some industry is water intensive industry, whether water is available or not. Power is available or not. So this information will be available to public. Second thing is dynamic. So we have linked various, we don't need to update every time. Departments, all the databases have been linked in dynamic way. So any updation taking place there will be done here automatically. Some data are fetched from satellites. Wherever we can get data from satellites, that is also being used. And all have been integrated together. So a lot of data will be, bilkul, what I can say, it is absolutely real time. Some data, of course, will have to be fed by department in their website. It will fetch data. So the one big challenge is how to keep data really available. There's an online approval process. This is very important. When I make a road, suppose, I will show an example. I need to cross rivers. There are a number of pipelines going inside. I need to cross them. I need to get CRZ clearance. I need to get clearance from forest department or so ever. So this model will tell you where and from whom you take permission. I will show you an example there. You can get a permission there, and this software will also automatically make application on your behalf. They will apply on your behalf to the concerned authority with the data already available here, and there is a dashboard which will allow departments or user who is asking for permission, they can see status, and at the same time all departments have been linked. So the concerned department secretary can see how many applications have come to them, and they can dispose in time-bound manner. So monitoring is also possible. This software will identify what are the permissions required, from whom it is required. It will apply automatically and also track permission. So today only we have given in the first half certain NOCs. They have been obtained in a very, very quick time. Land acquisition also is involved here. For government department, land allocation has also been integrated with this software. And then of course, data integration by, I said 21 departments, central government data, etc. have been integrated. This is one example. Of course, Mr. Basa will talk later on. I will just take 2 minutes here, just to show my point. This was left side, you can say it was tentative alignment was proposed for this south coastal corridor. Now, after they had some criteria that it must be meeting tourist places, it must connect industrial township, it must have minimum CRZ requirement, CRZ clearance, it must have minimum meandering, it must be least amount of undulation, land acquisition from the private sector should be minimum, and other criteria. And of course, distance should be as short as possible. So you can see the right side, there has been change in the alignment. So it will be very fast because land requirement from the private people will be very less here. Kilometer has also come down. And there is less undulation. It will save fuel and time both. Now you can see on the map itself, you can see here you need to have canal crossing, here you need to have CRZ permission. Despite our best efforts to minimize everything, you will still have certain places you will need to cross through the forest area, otherwise not possible. So they will tell you that you need permissions from these places. It will automatically apply. All the authorities have been earmarked and linked from this. So this software will automatically apply to authority, and then there will be time-bound approval will be there. So delays won't take place. Like we have seen 2 more examples like warehouses. We have a number of warehouses. Government wants to create more warehouse there. There's a budgetary provision. Normally what will happen? Department will write to the collector, he will write to the Prant, to Taluka, then to Talati, and then things will go on, and somebody will propose some land. First they will not respond. If they respond, it won't be proper information. Then department may not like it. Will have a lot of time will be spent in getting it. Here we provide criteria. I want government land, number one. I want land which is only within 2 kilometers of the national highway. I want land which is this much safe. This is the land where there should be some market or whatever. So this will identify land automatically within 5 minutes and tell you, yes, you can land it here. Then of course department may like, and they can get 3D picture also. Not only they see, they can get 3D picture and complete picture also available here. They can select. And in fact, it has been done already in warehouses. Similarly, in Jamnagar, they have shown how they could select a place in no time. And as I said, when country needs to invest more and more in infrastructure, we need to take quick decision. And slowly we'll open it for the private sector also. Like you can see, then after they select a plot, they can go to click the plot and get all the details. Survey number, old survey number, whom did it belong to, here it is government land, whether I need to acquire, so name of the landlord also will be there. And it will also generate notice to him. If you want to proceed, it will generate notice for land acquisition to the concerned person. कि 30 दिन में जमीन दे दीजिए आप. And this will be price. And then next and Mr. Swaroop has been handling it, and he has been very successful. Because right now, already we are finding in Gujarat, land acquisition cases have gone up. Recently, Prime Minister's advisor had come here, advisor Prime Minister, we saw, we need land for metro, for bullet trains, highways, and number of projects going on. And that is when we are spending 2.9% of GDP. Now GDP is small. It is 3.17 trillion US dollar. When we spend 8-9% and our GDP becomes 20 trillion, it will be huge, huge affair. So it won't be possible humanly to track all the thing. And of course, land will be the most basic and fundamental thing here. So this is very important. Like recently we had an issue in certain travel areas. We had some difficulty in getting connectivity. Some villages, voice was not available. Some places, data was not getting. And somewhere both problem was there. The government of India has a saturation scheme. They want to have every connectivity everywhere. Now, so they could hear this software will tell you where the tower has to be located. It will see where is the power source, what is the height. If you want higher height, you will need less towers, but have bigger coverage. So it will automatically find out, and then they saw that these two are the location where you can have tower. Next, this will see the same, how it is going to cover and give you coverage. So we can minimize. When they tried manually and they tried through software, the number of towers went down drastically. So it will save the cost, it will improve the quality, no gap will be left, and you will get the services at a cheaper cost and cheaper. And they could locate everything on the government land only. So the time is saved so much. This project can start immediately. So this is basically, there are 4 E's. It will have you, in fact, 5 E's. Ease of project monitoring, real-time tracking is possible, then optimum planning is possible. I said optimum planning. We cannot spend too much of money or we cannot use too much of resource. When we are competing and trying to grow very fast, we have to be economizing on our every resource also. So optimum planning is required. Ease of permission is required for both government and private sector. For ease of doing business is always it's a part of this software, and ease of governance also. You don't need to know who is who. It will totally faceless. You want a permission, you click, it applies, and you get the permission. And I think our department also, we have started faceless. I think RTO department also, lot of activities is totally faceless. We used to have earlier 68 lakh people coming to our office every year. 68 lakh people. If they come once for one job, then 60 lakh visits. Now we have made everything faceless, Aadhaar linked. You don't need to come to office. From home, only you can get it done. So by now, at least 36 lakh people are using in 6 months online. So this will also be absolutely faceless. And as I said, that we have already have formed Logistic Park policy also. Our idea is to give competitive edge to Gujarat. The incentive is being given just to ensure that their cost goes down, and that similar advantage being passed to the industry also. Whether it's from Flipkart, they can tell you, when godowns, etc., are very important. If warehousing is cheaper, so that's why government is stepping in. That is just to bring that element of competitiveness. Lower cost will be passed to the industry and definitely bring down the cost to their product, and our competitiveness will go up. So we have got number of, our folder may have this all details. Then also we have given, we're giving money for skill development. Normally no state government gives money for logistics sector. We are the only state where logistics sector is being covered under, and they have got similar incentive like industry department. Even for R&D, innovation, skill development, we are giving money to them. Then I said, then this is not the only thing. In the morning I had said, we have got a number of things. We have linked with IFP. And IFP is a wonderful tool. I will be, since many of you may not know, which is as Indian we feel happy. IFP tool is a wonderful tool. One example I'll give. When CEO of American Bank had come here, she said that sitting in USA, they could get all clearances in 7 minutes. They said it's not possible in America. They have heard about China giving in 7 days, but never felt so. It's only India and Gujarat, but it can happen in 7 minutes. So that is the kind of, and this IIP is being linked here. Then we have got e-Sarkar, faceless government. So everything together is trying to take Gujarat to the next level. Why next level? Because with routine governance, we can't be able to take so many decisions which is required by huge size of economy that we are going to have. So thank you very much. We all have to work together and contribute. Small problems will be there. It's a massive effort under dynamics of Honorable Prime Minister and Chief Minister. We have to work together and see that it is success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing all the information with us. We appreciate it. Dholera SIR, India's first planned smart city, is in making, which will be vibrant and huge in terms of manufacturing and also investment scenario. Let's have a look through an AV regarding Dholera SIR.
Are thriving ahead of the curve. The need arises to plan a city of the future, where planning meets opportunity, where happiness index is a benchmark for growth. Dholera, India's own global smart city. What began as a vision is now transforming into a reality. The bold imagination of creating a greenfield industrial city in India has now come alive. Spanned across an area of 920 square kilometers, Dholera is built on the strong foundation of ICT-enabled integrated greenfield smart city. Dholera has a self-sustaining ecosystem of international standards consisting of functional green spaces, residential living, industrial zone, social amenities, physical infrastructure, and tourism-centric spots. Strategically located in Gujarat, one of the most progressive states of India, Dholera is situated on the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor and connected to the dedicated freight corridor. Dholera boasts of a 360-degree connectivity through upcoming projects like 4-lane expressway between Ahmedabad and Dholera, MRTS, Bhimnath Dholera Freight Rail Line, and Dholera International Airport. SCADA-enabled smart water management system and comprehensive solid waste management system has been set up at Dholera, along with stormwater management, water treatment plant, common effluent treatment plant, and sewage treatment plant, which will ensure availability of potable water and treated water for industries.
L&T has been at the forefront of executing various tough, massive and challenging projects. But what we have seen at Dholera is nothing less than an engineering marvel.
In order to address the futuristic energy needs of the smart city, a robust network of uninterrupted power supply is taking shape across Dholera, offered at the lowest power tariff in the entire country.
Torrent will contribute to the development of Dholera as a truly world-class city by developing state-of-the-art power infrastructure, which will enable us to provide reliable and safe power at one of the lowest power tariffs in the country.
Along with the provision of natural gas supply, the work for harnessing the renewable sources of energy is going on at a full swing in Dholera. A splendid capacity of 5,000 megawatt solar park has been planned here, out of which 1,000 megawatt is already implemented.
At Dholera Park, where there is a huge industrialization which is being planned, along with a very well-planned solar park, is going to make this whole project a unique, not only in this country, but in the world.
Dholera's focus on establishing its identity as one of the most livable cities in India is reflected in its unique people-centric spaces, like canal front, dedicated areas for social infrastructure, and sustainable urban transportation. Taking a lead in the same direction, the government of Gujarat has ensured ease of doing business through fast-track governance, single-window approvals, and time-bound clearances for entire Dholera SIR. Furthering Gujarat's identity of a policy-driven state, the Gujarat Industrial Policy 2020 offers significant incentives, including up to 12% return of fixed capital investment to industries in the thrust sectors, and various subsidies to MSMEs and service sectors. The recently announced Gujarat Solar Power Policy 2021 also aims to reduce the power costs of industrial units by around 50%, by removing the capacity ceiling for setting up a solar project in the state. The infrastructural work is nearing completion in the activation area at Dholera. The administrative and business center for Dholera, that functions as the nerve center, is already operational with smart amenities and will soon accommodate state-of-the-art command and control center and skill development center. Land parcels with plug-and-play setup are ready for allotment with required availability of construction power and water. With this readiness of creating opportunities for New India, Dholera will soon be a home to a variety of dynamic industries, from sectors like heavy engineering, automobile and auto ancillary, defense and aerospace, electronics, pharmaceuticals and biotechnology, agro and food processing, and information technology services. Adding to the glory of Dholera, the government of Gujarat has recently announced Gujarat Special Education Region to be developed here as a global education hub, welcoming some of the most reputed universities and colleges from across the world. With a massive magnitude of developmental work taking shape each day, Dholera is turning into a reality and is now ready to welcome you and your aspirations. Live, work, and flourish in Dholera. Dholera, India's own global smart city.
I now request Sri Harit Shukla, Managing Director, Dholera Industrial City Development Limited, to kindly throw more light on Dholera SIR. Over to you, sir.
Respected Manoj Das Sahab, Sandeep Vasawa ji, Santosh ji, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. In this small AV that we just presented, many of the aspects related to Dholera have already been covered. Before starting my presentation, I first of all take this opportunity to congratulate Manoj Das Sahab. Manoj Das Sahab and his team, GIDB, for coming up with this platform of Gatishik, and Gujarat being one of the first state to launch this Gatishik portal. In one portal, having data of more than 500 layers in such a short time is a very, very big achievement. And I'm sure that this will act as a very important decision support system for all the departments in government. As far as Dholera is concerned, we see ourselves as one of the living embodiment of the Gati Shakti concept. So the philosophy which is behind Gati Shakti is what we have translated into action in Dholera. I would also like to thank Dasa for giving us this opportunity to showcase Dholera. I have a very small presentation of around 5 slides and 10 photographs, through which I'll just quickly cover what is the progress which has been done in Dholera. So Dholera, as we know, is India's first greenfield smart city on a scale which we have not imagined earlier. It is a part of a program started by National Industrial Corridor Development of India. They are in process of developing 11 corridors and 32 projects. The first corridor which started was Delhi-Mumbai Freight Corridor. And in DMIC, Dholera is the biggest and the most important node, which covers an area of 920 square kilometers. And this is also one of the nodes which is in the advanced stage of implementation compared to all other areas. Just to give you an idea of how big this project is, this is the total map of Dholera. It is 37 kilometers into 35 kilometers. It covers an area of more than 22 villages. The total area which we are talking about is 920 square kilometers. Just to give an context, Ahmedabad city is roughly 500 square kilometers. So we are roughly talking about developing a city which is 2 times size of present Ahmedabad. So Dholera for the implementation of this project, DICDL, which is the company which has been formed, is a joint venture of Government of India and Government of Gujarat. Government of India and Government of Gujarat have come together to form this company, which is taking up this project of Dholera. And now a special area, which we call activation area in Dholera, is ready, fully developed, and we are now ready to welcome all the investors. Just to mention that the land rate in Dholera has been fixed for the initial period of as 2,750 rupees per square meters for the industrial land, and for the first 30% investors, which we have already got the applications, we are giving a discount of 50%. I'll just very briefly tell you what are the key projects which are coming in Dholera area and nearby area. As sir has already said, that this is the first time that we have first developed a world-class infrastructure, and now we are starting with the investments in industrial area, residential area, and educational and other areas. Just next to Dholera is the site of the new international airport for Ahmedabad. This is one of the biggest airport in this country, 1,400 plus hectares of land, 2 runways, each with a length of more than 4 kilometers, equipped to handle any kind of aircraft, and it is been designed in such a manner so that all the requirements for next 30 to 50 years are taken care of. I'll talk about it later also. Yes, all the other allied activities like MRO or the cargo hub or the logistic parks, they can be easily taken up. Besides this airport, also we have land parcels available with the Dholera Airport Company, which can be utilized for other projects, even defense related projects. The second thing which is importantly coming up is a dedicated expressway exclusively for Dholera. So there is a greenfield alignment on which the expressway has started, Ahmedabad to Dholera. This will reduce the travel time from Ahmedabad to Dholera to 60 minutes. Then the activation area, out of the 900 square kilometers of entire area, we have been developing 22.54 square kilometers of area with world-class infrastructure. 52% of that
Finalizing of one new bridge near Sabarmati. Other issue was there. At this place, 7 rivers are accumulating near Vautha, and then it's spreaded over a kilometers of area. So how to minimize the bridge cost? I have to avoid the wetland lot many. Otherwise, the bridge length might go 10 kilometers, which we can't afford. So these are the various, pros and cons of each and every alignment that we had gone extensively. This is the what I am talking of. This is the alignment which was earlier proposed, and then we finalized it differently. So this is a basically missing bridge alignment. This is for the Navsari district, which I just spoke. So this is how the things have taken place in our office itself, and I would say period of, I think, 7 to 10 days, we had been able to finalize the alignment of entire 1600 kilometer. So it has been really good. I would just skip this slide. This is basically how the bridge alignments have been finalized by avoiding certain aspects. So this is a Surat where the Dandi bridge I was talking of. This is in Bharuch district. This is what the alignment, so I have to connect it somehow with the, or nearer to the head so that every person can utilize it. So this is what, and then I have to look into what government of India is putting in. In Bharuch district near this Kareli on the topmost, it's basically Dandi NH64, I would say, wherein government of India is coming up one big bridge. So I have to use that infrastructure investment in my development. I have to complement it. I cannot be in work in isolation. So all these aspects we got from this Gatishakti terminal, and we had connected certain tourist place, like one is a Stambheswar near Jambusar. So we had constructed some of the spur where it was not possible to connect directly to the tourist point. So this is a Bhavnagar. There is a one very famous Mahadev temple which people go every time. So this is of a Bhavnagar. Then this is a Gir Somnath district. There has been certain places which were important and have missed because of the existing coastal highway which is being developed into 4-lane. So we had tried to connect all the places of interest by in a Dwarka. There are lot many places while coming from Dwarka to Wadinar on the right hand side. There are quite a few good places which remains, used by mainly local district of people who knows the place. We don't know. Whenever we visit to Dwarka, I remember there is a one place, Samdasar they call. It's on between Wadinar and Dwarka. There you can see it's hardly 3 or 4 feet of water, and you can see the cells. It's a very clear water. The people says earlier, quite before, the people used to use the cart to go to the Dwarka by that way. So there are many unexplored things along our coastline. So we had tried to, utilize it to exploit, I would say, rather tourist opportunity or this thing to the state. So otherwise, which would have taken 8 or 9 months or maybe 10 months, we could finish in, I think, less than 10 days by using, because everything was available. I have not to go to the forest department, not to the revenue department, I have not to inquire on the site what is the CRZ regulation which is applicable. I can see all the lines, so I can finalize the thing. So that was the thing. So it is real, and I think we are shortly taking up the project. I think another a couple of time, where first when phase 1 we would be taking up, which would have been possible only with this. Otherwise, it might have been in piecemeal manner over a period of next 3 years. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing all your insights. And we wish good luck for building up of the coastline over the Gujarat coast. Sure, sir.
Today, after the project has been awarded, the contractor has been given the work, then we start zero date. But if a lot of time goes before that itself, a large project may need 2 to 3 years for surveying, estimation, making DPRs. So if that 2 years is saved, and only it can happen in 10 to 12, 15 days, lot of time is saved. 100 crore project, 2 years means at least 20 crore saved. Otherwise you'd have paid 120 crore rupees. So you save 20 crore rupees, you save time, plus during project execution also. Once you know, I have to remove, I have to get, ONC line is there, power line is there, this is there, I know. So I account for that and I'm able to get it done much before. Otherwise, what happens? There's a delay takes place, contractor gets notice, there's a problem in payment, his capacity to take up more project goes down, there's more litigations. So we keep fighting in court than on field. So both private sector and government both suffer, delays takes place, and money also cost goes up. So this tool is very good in that sense. And not only that, we are saving time. What he told that we can link tourist places, places of industrial importance, religious importance, at the same time reduce the length also. So it's a wonderful tool, and as and when the time goes, we will realize, all department and when industry will realize how good it is that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So we would like to hand over the mementos. I would request M.gत sir to hand over the mementos to all the 3 august speakers. Thank you. Will request Shri Nimit Patel, General Manager, GIDB, to kindly hand over the memento to M.K. sir. Thank you. And I request all the speakers to kindly step forward for a group photograph. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for sharing all your inputs. They are highly informative and appreciable. Thank you. We will now move towards session 2, Gati Shakti and Logistics session. We just stop for a minute. I request everyone to be kindly seated as we now open the floor for session 2, Gati Shakti and Logistics session. And it will be chaired by Vice President NICDC, Shri Abhishek Chaudhary. Please help me welcome Shri Abhishek Chaudhary, the Vice President NICDC Limited. Mr. Ajay Patel, Project Director, BISEC N. Mr. Shalabh Srivastava, Vice President Flipkart, and Mr. Vikram Jaishigani, MD and CEO, Adani Logistics Limited. We welcome all of you for the second session, which is on Gati Shakti and Logistics. Just to warm up ourselves, can you have a big round of applause for all the speakers right on the dais? Thank you. To start the session, I would request Shri Abhishek Chaudhary, Vice President NICDC Limited, to kindly talk about PM Gati Shakti and National Logistics Policy. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, it's been good afternoon now. It's been a great privilege and honor for sharing the dice with this august gathering. And better, I should talk about the Government of India's perspective about how PM Gati Shakti will be helping. Since morning, you have heard about what Gujarat is doing, though Gujarat has always been a front runner in all these initiatives, whether it talks about the digitization or building smart cities. But I'll just give you a perspective of what PM Gati Shakti at the national level is. And recently, Honorable Prime Minister has announced and launched the National Logistics Policy. So what all is being done in terms of bringing digitization to the logistics sector of the country, that all I will cover as part of my presentation. Can I have the presentation, please? So as we all are aware that Honorable Prime Minister has launched the PM Gati Shakti on 13th October 2021. So I've tried to capture what at a nationwide level, what all has been done as part of the Gati Shakti initiative in the past 1 odd year. As we all know, in terms of logistics is basically handling of the goods and services from one place to another and making it reach in the most effective manner and the least cost. The challenges which we know that India is right now standing at 44th rank in the Logistic Performance Index ranking, and this rank needs to be increased. And there are a lot of parameters which are listed below, which defines our Logistic Performance Index ranking. We need to reduce our logistic cost if we need to become globally cost competitive. Our logistic costs are in the range of 13 to 14%, whereby the total cost of logistics to the GDP is close to 8%. Another 5 to 6% is on account of inventory holding cost, which we are not able to manage, and just not able to manage the just-in-time inventory management, because of which additional 5 to 6% cost is adding up to the logistics. And all the efforts of the government, whether building physical infrastructure, linking the economic zones with multimodal connectivity, bringing digitization through tools and programs like PM Gati Shakti, digitizing the entire logistic arena, all that initiatives are being done for the purpose of reducing the logistic cost and thus making country cost competitive. As we all are aware that one of the major issues in any of the infrastructure project is predominantly with regard to land acquisition, is regard to clearances, is regard to taking right of way. And there are other set of issues like financial closure, other permissions, clearances, etc., which are required for taking the project on ground. And all these issues in a way or so will get addressed through PM Gati Shakti. So the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has carried out a study of taking up all the mega infrastructure projects and did the analysis around it, that what are the major reasons and how much time and cost overruns are happening in the country in mega infrastructure projects. And it's very important to understand not only the reasons for these time and cost overruns, but also the methods through which we can overcome them and we can reduce these time and cost overruns in the years to come. PM Gati Shakti is a transformative approach for providing multimodal connectivity to the manufacturing clusters, whether existing manufacturing clusters or the new cities which are coming up, or the special economic zones, or any other kind of a manufacturing cluster coming up in any part of the country. 23 central ministries portals have already been developed in the past 1 year. More than 1,500 layers, close to 900 odd layers at the central level and close to 638 layers at the state level has been mapped as part of PM Gati Shakti. Most of the states have been onboarded. Now the state governments have started building their portal, and since morning, the Honorable CM has launched the portal for Gujarat, and I have been informed by my colleague Ajay that Madhya Pradesh is going to do that on 18th, and similarly UP is doing it, and other states are progressing very fast. And it's a kind of a cooperative federalism, or you can say a sense of competition, which has been inculcated among the states to make these portals, to make these portals put to use at the earliest, and all the departments of that state should start using it as one of the major planning tools. So 12 planning tools has already been developed, either for the purpose of acquiring land, fixing up the right of way, fixing up of the alignment, taking forest clearances, understanding whether this project is passing through any kind of a wildlife sanctuary or passing through any kind of an area which is ecologically sensitive. All that can be done now by sitting on a desktop, by sitting on the PM Gati Shakti portal. And the whole time of planning a project, as Das just pointed out, will get drastically reduced. Just for an example, a road sector DPR project used to take close to 9 months to 12 months time to fix the alignment. And that alignment gets impacted because a lot of vested interest coming into play during the course of fixing those alignments. All that can be mitigated, and rather than taking 9 months to 12 months for fixing a road alignment, it can be completed, and the entire DPR can be completed, including no requirement for undertaking the physical surveys, etc., within flat 3 months. Not only this, the alignment part of it, but also the cost of acquisition of the land. Where can we maximize the alignment passing through the government land so that the whole process gets expedited? What will be the cost of acquiring land? What will be the cost of filling? So in terms of financial estimations also, the Gati Shakti will definitely help, and its tools will definitely help. And it's a dynamic portal, means whatever has been done till now is going to improve. The layers going to be add up as we speak. More and more requirements, more and more use cases will come in, and it will keep on growing as we speak. So this is, I think you must have seen the demonstration also at the nationwide level, the entire country, national highway network, expressway network, your village roads, your roads which has been constructed among PMGSY has been mapped. Just wanted to tell you a very important thing, that this road network of the country has been mapped into 3 different time zones. What was the situation of our road network in 2014 and 2015? We were standing close to 92,000 kilometers of the road network in the country. What it was in 2021 means what we have achieved in 7 years of the time frame of the implementation, it rose to 134,000 kilometers of the road network, which means we have added close to 45,000 kilometers of the road network in 7 years. And what it will be in 24-25, which is the target is 200,000, 2 lakh kilometers of the road network, including expressways, including village roads, including national highways, state highways, etc. Which means we will be more than doubling our road infrastructure in last 10 years. In this decade of 2014-15 to 2024-25, our road network will get doubled, which means the impact, the economical impact, the cascading impact of the creation of this road assets on the economy will be enormous. And it's not just the targets, it's not just the numbers. What 2 lakh kilometers of the road network, or I can say additional 110,000 kilometers of the road network will comprise of, every project has been mapped at the back end under the Gati Shakti portal. And the performance of the different line ministries, whether it is NHAI, whether it is MORTH, whether it is state PWD, and any of the implementation agency who is associated with that project, is getting monitored basis this Gati Shakti portal. So it's not only a planning tool. I just wanted to clear that understanding that it's not just the planning tool of fixing the alignment or the right of way. It's also the performance monitoring tool for the targets given by individual ministries. The granular details of whether right of way has been acquired, land has been notified or not, money has been sanctioned or not, project has been cleared under Bharatmala or not, all that details are available against which the performance of a line ministry is getting monitored. This is one example. And similarly for all infrastructure sectors, whether it is ports, airports, optic fiber network, telecommunication line, power transmission, distribution network, railway infrastructure, everything has been done in a similar fashion. This is basically the railway line network. Again, the cargo handling capacity of our country was close to around 1100 metric ton, and which will increase to around 1600 metric ton by 24-25. Similarly, the ports and major and the minor ports, we were around 72, it will rose to around 84 in terms of major. The airports, heliports, water aerodromes, which are getting constructed. Again, you see into 3 different time zones, so red, green, and blue. We were standing at around 92 airports, heliports, and water aerodromes, which will rise to 220 by 24-25. So again, more than double the number of airports, heliports, and water aerodromes. Similarly, the transmission line and the other planning layers with regard to the forest network, the OFC network, every single village of the country is going to be connected with the optic fiber network by December 2023. We were around 11 lakh circuit kilometers of this line. We will be having around 35 lakh kilometers of OFC network by December 2023, which means close to 3 times rise in the optic fiber network in the country, which will again facilitate e-education, e-medicine, and everything getting connected to the world of internet. Moving forward, the layers of the forest, and now coming to industrial corridors. I'll skip this part because that has been covered in the earlier session by Harish Shuklaji. So no point of repeating the same thing about what we are doing in Gujarat as part of the development of Dholera. But as a synopsis, I can say the greenfield industrial cities, which we are developing as part of National Industrial Corridor Development Program, it's completely plug and play. It's completely future-proofed, sustainable, and the infrastructure planning has been done taking into horizon a master planning of next 40-50 years. You can't see anything above the ground except the roads and the street lights. The city which you see above the ground, you have a bigger city rolling up below the ground. All utilities, all dry and wet utilities have been laid underground, which are completely maintainable, manageable, serviceable, and people can walk in, do the servicing part of it, repair, and come back. And similar concepts have been adopted for all the industrial cities getting developed as part of National Industrial Corridor Development Program, whereby we have been mandated by the government to develop 32 such cities in 18 states of the country over a period of next 10 to 15 years. Out of that, we have already delivered 4 such cities. One is Dholera, the second one is Shendra Betkin in Maharashtra, Integrated Township Project in Greater Noida, and Integrated Township Project Vikram Udyogpuri in Madhya Pradesh, where not only the infrastructure has been constructed to a world-class standard, but the process of the land allotment has started. And I'm happy to share that close to 209 industrial plots have been allotted. Close to 18,000 crores of investments have been mobilized by selling only 5 to 6% of the industrial land inventory available with us. At present, we are sitting on a land bank of close to 2,500 acres for industrial use and another 2,500 acre for other residential, commercial, institutional users across these 4 locations. And moving forward, 2 of our projects, basically Tumkuru in Karnataka and Krishnapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, will go into construction by the end of this calendar year. And another 3 projects will go into construction probably in the next calendar year. So this I'll skip for the paucity of time, because Dholera is a perfect example of multimodal connectivity, which is designed and which is desired as part of the PM Gati Shakti master plan. Connectivity to the ports getting ensured through Bhimnath Dholera railway line, connectivity to the airport. A new airport is in the offering. It's very well connected to the airports of Ahmedabad and Bhavnagar down below. Connectivity to the road. NHAI is constructing a 6-lane dedicated expressway connecting Ahmedabad to Dholera, reducing travel time to 90 minutes. And very well connectivity to the railway network, not only to the existing railway network, but also to the proposed Western DFC. So this has already been covered. Utilization of the CRZ area by way of leasing out the land for putting up a solar park. Dholera, we have already allotted 4 plots. And as Shukla sir has explained, there are a lot of companies which have shown interest, and they have not only deposited the initial advances, but are also at various stages of land allotment process. Another point, another feature which I want to mention is about the logistics part of it. Honorable Prime Minister has recently launched the National Logistic Policy, and one of the biggest pillars of the National Logistic Policy is the Unified Logistics Interface Platform. Just like PM Gati Shakti vision, under the PM Gati Shakti vision only, the Unified Logistics Interface Platform has been built in, whereby all systems of different ministries have been connected, put together. Initially, our organization was implementing Logistic Data Bank project, whereby we track and trace the movement of every single EXIM container in the country. So at present, my KPI is no container can exit the port premises without carrying our RFID tag. We have till today captured and tracked and traced close to 52 million containers in the past 6 years. We are present at 17 ports, 27 terminals, which handles all the EXIM containers of the country. 60 plus toll plazas where the RFID readers have been installed. 200 plus CFS and ICDs and MTRs where RFID readers have been installed. 9 special economic zones, border checkposts of Nepal and Bangladesh, and all the railway stations and the proposed dedicated freight corridor stations. Our systems are also integrated with the voice system of the railways, with the terminal operating systems of all the ports, and close to 1900 plus RFID readers have been installed till date. Probably another 210 readers will be installed by the end of this month. Under ULIP, as you see in this particular diagram, these are the systems which are running in isolation and which directly or indirectly manages the logistics ecosystem of the country. We have port community system, which is run by Indian Port Association. We have terminal operating systems of every port separately. Within air cargo, we have 3 systems. There is a system called Air Cargo Message Exchange System. There is an Air Cargo Community System. There is a system run by I-Class. Delhi Airport Air Cargo runs on a different system. Bombay, Hyderabad, Bangalore runs on a different system. 26 airports of Airport Authority of India runs on a system managed and operated by I-Class. Similarly, within the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, We have Vahan, which is for the purpose of verifying the credentials of the vehicle. We have Sarthi for the purpose of verifying the credentials of the driver. We have FASTag, which is managed by NPCI for electronic toll collection. Though they are within the same system of Ministry of Road Transport, but these three systems don't talk to each other. Another Ministry of Finance, we have IceGate systems, which is done by Customs. We have GSTN, which is e-way bill. METI, we have DigiLocker for the purpose of eKYC. We have Importer-Exporter Code, which is issued by Ministry of Commerce, DGFT. Our systems of partner government agencies, PGAs, which are, to my knowledge, only two systems are at present digital, which is planned quarantine and FSSAI. Rest 14 PGA systems are still not digitized in the country. So what we have done under Unified Logistics Interface Platform, we have integrated all these systems through the development of the APIs. So now all these systems has been connected under one system, which was launched by Honorable Prime Minister on 17 September 2022. And all these systems are now talking to each other through the ULIP platform. In a layman's term, I can explain it better. We have created the UPI of the logistics sector. So eventually what will happen is that maybe 1 year or 2 years down the line, every single logistic transaction in the country will either get transacted through ULIP or will either get authenticated by ULIP or will either get searched, tracked, traced using the ULIP API. So none of the transactions in the logistic space, irrespective of the mode of transport, irrespective of the number of handshake points from road to rail, from rail to port, from airport to road, road to rail again, irrespective of the number of handshake points, irrespective of the modes of transport, will get transacted or will get routed through the ULIP platform. And the objective is very clear. As government, we have created the governance layer and the integration layer, the pillar of the whole logistics supply chain. We are inviting private sector players for developing the presentation layer, or we can say the app layer. Similarly, what has been done in case of digital payments, government has created the UPI. Rest on the top of it, you have Paytm, you have Google Pay, you have Airtel Pay, and you have other payment gateways. Depending on what you require, depending upon what is the requirement of the end customer, a customized app or a customized solution or customized presentation layer can be developed. Maybe a shipping line may develop a separate app for the end user. A freight forwarder will require a different set of app for the end user. A 3PL, a 4PL logistic company will require a different set of app for their end user. But at the back end, they will be fetching the information from the ULIP for providing end services to the end customer. And this is what has been developed. And I'll appreciate if you can kindly visit goulip.in, where the registrations have started. And we have already tested close to 2 crore plus transaction before it was officially launched by the Honorable Prime Minister, just to test the credibility of our systems. More than 15 companies have signed the non-disclosure agreements, and they are actively using the ULIP APIs. All players from the private sector, startup companies using these ULIP APIs for providing better visibility and better information for an informed decision making. Moving forward, 30 systems of 7 ministries has been integrated with close to development of 100 APIs covering close to 1600 odd fields. This is the structure whereby these are the source of information on the left, integration layer, governance layer, which I explained, and the presentation layer, which is being left to the private sector. But just to demonstrate the usability of the system, we have developed 5 apps in-house for the purpose of establishing how ULIP will work and what benefit it will give to different stakeholders. Now coming to the overall theme of the National Logistic Policy, which was recently launched, the objective is to bring the cost of logistics down. The objective is to provide ease to the EXIM trade. The objective is to make India globally cost competitive. Whether it is containerized trade, whether it is non-containerized trade, either we are talking about bulk or break bulk, either we are talking about any kind of capacity building program, all that factors has been considered while drafting this national logistic policy. It has gone through an extensive round of discussions and stakeholder consultations for over last 4 years before the final policy has been notified. Now the logistic policy has been notified as part of the official gazette and is available online. So you can download it and just go through it in detail. The objective is to develop a technologically enabled use of more and more digital tools like what has been done as part of ULIP or under PM Gati Shakti, integrated, all talking to each other rather than working in silos, cost efficient, resilient, sustainable, and trusted logistic ecosystem in the country for an inclusive and accelerated growth. The objective, as I mentioned, I can skip that. Comprehensive logistic action plan has been developed, which will have integrated digital logistic system, standardization of the physical assets and the warehousing assets. And there is a handbook which has been launched, which is available on the website of DPIIT, whereby the palletization, the warehousing standards, the raking, everything has been laid in form of a handbook for warehousing, which is be of use to a lot of warehousing companies, e-commerce companies, etc. Logistic human resource development and capacity building. The way we are talking about this digitization, whether it is PM Gati Shakti or ULIP or the kind of planning which is going on in and across the country, there will be a huge requirement of the logistic professionals who understand logistic as a subject, who understand how goods move from one place to another, and what are the major bottlenecks, where the technology can play a role, what all processes can be digitized, where the manual intervention can be taken away with, what are the changes which the government needs to do for giving automatic clearances. So there will be a huge requirement of human resource development and capacity building in the logistics sector, and that has been considered as part of the national logistic policy, and its emphasis has been done for developing courses initially to teach the government functionaries, to teach the officers. The courses have been loaded on now on iGot platform to tell about how PM Gati Shakti works, how you can make a use of PM Gati Shakti. State engagement, because the action lies in the state. Government of India can frame up the policy, but unless and until states like Gujarat, which are the front runners, implement those policies in the true parlance, nothing will succeed. So my heartiest congratulations to all of you that within a short span, even less than a year, the Gujarat state portal of PM Gati Shakti has been launched and put to use, and all the departments of the state government have been onboarded. Exim logistics, which is very, very critical, though in some way or the other we are providing that visibility through LDB, but still there are a lot of gaps which needs to be addressed and which has been addressed as part of the national logistic policy. Service improvements, sectoral plans, there are specific plans which are now getting created under the national logistic policy for specific sectors, especially with regard to bulk and break bulk. For example, what should be the sectoral plan for coal movement in the country? What should be the sectoral plan for steel movement in the country, iron ore movement in the country? What should be the sectoral plan for all the fishing and sea commodities which are getting exported out of the country? So there should be a complete end-to-end logistical solution to reduce the cost of logistics and to make these products cost competitive in the global environment. It's an integrated digital logistics system, which I explained, ULIP, and development of cross-sectoral use cases, which I just explained about coal, cement, iron ore, commodities which are getting manufactured in different parts of the country. Single window e-logistic marketplace has been created, whereby e-logs portal has been developed, whereby anybody whosoever has any kind of complaint in the logistic space can log into that portal, register the complaint, and from that portal, the information will be fetched from the backend from 20 different departments, and the resolution will be given in a time-bound manner. So this was also launched by the Honorable Prime Minister on 17th, and the digital system for the purpose of e-learning, etc. So these are the standardization of the physical assets and the benchmarking of the warehousing, etc., where palletization, raking, transportation, material handling, all that thing can be standardized. And this e-handbook is already available for free download. Human resource development, we have already covered. There is a huge requirement, and certain institutes has been identified. In fact, one of the institute has recently got the cabinet approval, again situated in Gujarat. The PM Gati Shakti University has been given the charge for putting up these courses, situated out of Baroda. which was earlier NRTI. And similarly, 120 such institutions has been identified by the Ministry of Higher Education, whereby specific courses on training the logistics sector professionals will be started, and there one can go and do medium and long-term courses. State engagements, very critical, and very happy to share that before the launch of, in fact, the national logistic policy, 14 states have come with their state logistic policy. So now states are giving equal importance to this as one of the key enabler for claiming the ease of doing business ranking, or key enabler for competing with their fellow states. 13 states are at a very advanced stage for coming up with their state logistic policy, because it is also helping them in getting a good ranking as part of the LEADS survey, as part of the LEADS report. EXIM logistics we have already covered, identifying the critical gap areas, resolving what exactly can be done for easing out the trade, understanding the pain points and putting up the solutions, specifically the digital tools for reducing their pain points. Service improvement framework, whereby e-logs has been created, where the complaints can be logged in, and the resolution to the complaints will be provided as in a time-bound manner. Similar to this, we have a system called PMG, which is Project Monitoring Group, which monitors all the projects, infrastructure projects above 1,000 crore rupees. And similarly, a e-log system has been created, whereby relating to the logistics sector, if there is any delay, if there is any issues, all that can be addressed using this portal. Sectoral plans for efficient logistics. To start with, bulk and break bulk has been considered because majority of these commodities are moving through the railway network. There is enough consideration for converting the non-containerized cargo into containerized cargo. There's a huge emphasis on promoting the manufacturing of containers within the country rather than having our dependence on China. Facilitation of the development of the logistic parks. As you must be aware, close to 35 such multimodal logistic parks are being developed. As part of industrial corridor projects, we are doing two. One in Dadri, where both Western and Eastern DFC intersects with each other, which is called Multimodal Logistic Park Dadri, closer to the Boraki railway station. Another one we are doing in Haryana, which is close to Nangal Chaudhary district, Narnaul. And there are other such parks which are at different stages of bidding, one of which is Nagpur, which is at a very advanced stage now. So a standardized policy for developing multimodal logistic parks of different sizes. Till today, we have only heard about the ICDs, which used to be developed by Concor. So, but we need to move away from the concept of ICD as such. ICD can be one component of a logistic park, but ICD cannot be regarded as a MMLP. So there are a lot of emphasis of developing these aggregation centers where you can have cold warehousing, where you can have custom clearance, where you can have bulk to retail as well as retail to bulk, value-added packaging, and all those kind of services with proper connectivity to the road and railway infrastructure. So in terms of monitoring it, there is a three-tier structure, which is an empowered group of secretaries, which was constituted under the chairmanship of Honorable Cabinet Secretary, and with secretaries to all the infrastructure ministries and all the ministries involved in setting up of economic zones. Below that, there will be a service improvement group, which will be constituted by EGOS, and below that, there will be the state layers. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing all the insights. I now request Mr. Ajay Patel, Project Director by SEGEN, to talk about PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan initiatives. Over to you, sir.
नमस्कार। आज का ये जो दिन है, जो गुजरात स्टेट गतिशक्ति मास्टर प्लान लॉन्च हुआ, और ये जो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है हमें, उसके लिए सबसे पहले धन्यवाद। दूसरी चीज ये है, जो अभी ये जितने भी स्टेट्स के पोर्टल बन रहे हैं, हर एक गतिशक्ति में इन्वॉल्व हो रहे हैं, इसमें आज काफी सारे स्टेट्स के ऑफिशियल्स भी आज इनवाइट ही है। आई थिंक हरियाणा, उत्तर प्रदेश, झारखंड और केरला। तो हर एक स्टेट्स अपने अपने जो पोर्टल्स है उसको मैक्सिमम वो उस तरह से, जैसे गुजरात में मोर देन 500 लेयर्स जो इंटीग्रेट करे हैं, उस तरह से वो करने की कोशिश में है। और मैंडेटरी लेयर जो बनाए हैं हर एक स्टेट्स को, देयर आर 32 लेयर्स जो कंपलसरी है, जिसको पहले ऑनबोर्ड कराने थे। तो वो लेयर्स के लिए भी काफी सारे स्टेट्स ने इनिशिएटिव ले लिया है। और आप लोगों को सबसे पहले ताज्जुब होगा, प्रेजेंटेशन सबसे पहले ताज्जुब होगा, ओके, कि मोर देन 20 स्टेट्स, सर उसका खसरा डिटेल लैंड पार्सल आज पूरे कंट्री का अवेलेबल है इन पीएम गति शक्ति पोर्टल। आप अगर देखा जाए एक गांव के ऑफिशियल्स को दूसरे गांव का नक्शा लेना है तो सर कितना टफ टाइम है। और आज ये पीएम गति शक्ति जो नेशनल मास्टर प्लान है उसके ऊपर मोर देन 20 स्टेट्स, जिन्होंने काफी सारे स्टेट्स ने एपीआई से, डब्ल्यूएमएस से, वेब मैप सर्विसेज से अलग अलग तरीके से ये डेटा उपलब्ध कराया है, जिसका बेनिफिट सर हर एक स्टेट्स और अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स बहुत तरह से ले रहे हैं। जैसे कोई भी स्टेट्स में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट की बात है तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट के लिए सबसे बड़ा इश्यू है आज के लैंड एक्विजिशंस। फॉरेस्ट की लैंड है, नॉर्मल लैंड है, प्राइवेट लैंड है, गवर्नमेंट की लैंड है, कैसे पता चलेगा? पता चलेगा भी तो उसकी ऑथेंटिसिटी क्या है? तो इस पोर्टल के अंदर ये जो 6 पिलर्स है स्टैंडर्ड्स, जो कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवनेस, प्रायोरिटाइजेशन, जो अभिषेक जी ने ऑलरेडी बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन कर दिया है, मोर देन 21 मिनिस्ट्रीज और सभी स्टेट्स और यूनियन टेरिटरीज, उसका पूरा डाटा एक प्लेटफॉर्म के अंदर इंटीग्रेट है। सर अब गतिशक्ति वहां तक लिमिटेशन उसका नहीं है कि हम डेटा और लेयर की बात करेंगे। सर गतिशक्ति ये प्लेटफॉर्म है जो नॉट ओनली डेटाबेस और लेयर बल्कि फेसलेस एनओसी, जो अभी आगे प्रीवियसली जो सेशंस हुआ उसमें आपने एक्सप्लेन भी किया होगा और एग्जीबिशन में लगा हुआ भी है। आप सभी ऑफिशियल्स को मेरी तरफ से नम्र विनंती है, सभी लोग वो देख के जाइएगा कि जो 6 महीने का काम था वो 6 दिन में और 5 दिन में किस तरह से हो सकता है। उसके लिए जो इनिशिएटिव किए हैं अभी गुजरात गवर्नमेंट ने सर 46 एनओसी फेसलेस कराए हैं जो पीएम गतिशक्ति के प्लेटफॉर्म पे अवेलेबल है। और उसमें से काफी सारे स्टेट्स ने हमें अप्रोच किया है कि इस तरह के टूल पूरे आत्मनिर्भर इन हाउस सिस्टम से बने हुए हैं, फॉरेन की कोई टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं लगी है इसमें, और पूरा डेटाबेस, टूल और टेक्नोलॉजी ये पूरी सर इन हाउस बनी हुई है। तो ये सर मल्टी सेक्टर डेटाबेस, फेसलेस एनओसी जो अप्रूवल्स है, जैसे सर ऑलरेडी बता चुके थे, सीआरजेड नोटिफिकेशंस है, आपके आर्कियोलॉजिकल मॉन्यूमेंट साइट है, उस तरह के फॉरेस्ट सेंचुरीज है, और टेक्नोलॉजी, इन तीनों चीजों का समन्वय करते हुए ये डिसीजन सपोर्ट सिस्टम बना है। सर एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है सिंक्रोनाइजेशन। सर हमने एक डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन में भी एग्जांपल भी दिखाया है। सर रक्षा शक्ति सर्कल जो गुजरात के है, गांधीनगर के लोग, उनको ज्यादा आइडिया है। सर फ्लाईओवर ब्रिज भी बन रहा है, बाजू में मेट्रो ट्रेन का भी चल रहा है कंस्ट्रक्शन। सर मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन सिस्टम से आएगा, डेटा से आएगा, इंटीग्रेट होगा, और मॉनिटरिंग तो आप कर ही सकते हो, वो टेक्नोलॉजी तो इसमें जोड़ी दी है। लेकिन नॉट ओनली दैट, हमने सर हिस्टोरिकल सैटेलाइट डेटा जो आप गूगल अर्थ में वगैरह नॉर्मल यूज करते हो, लेकिन ये पूरा इसरो से प्रोक्योर किया हुआ आत्मनिर्भर भारत के तौर पे कार्टोसेट 60 सेंटीमीटर सैटेलाइट डेटा, जिसके आधार पे आप एग्जिस्टिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और गैप, अगर गैप है तो इसको किस तरह से इसको लिया जाए, या दोनों का पैरेलल डेवलपमेंट कैसे किया जाए। मान लो कि एक 2022 में बन के तैयार हो जाएगा, वो 2024 में तैयार होगा, ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए। तो इस तरह की जो चीजें हैं इंपॉर्टेंट, उसके ऊपर मैं फोकस करना चाहूंगा। और तीसरी चीज सर डायनेमिक। डायनेमिक इसलिए है, हर एक स्टेट का अपना अपना बहुत अच्छा डेटा है। सर अभी रिसेंटली हमें हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट ने इनवाइट किया था इसी गतिशक्ति के पोर्टल के लिए। सर इतने इंटरेस्टेड ऑफिशियल्स है और उन्होंने हर एक चीज को बोले ट्रेनिंग करेंगे, इसमें लाएंगे, और जितने भी स्टेट के डिपार्टमेंट के पोर्टल पे अवेलेबल डेटाबेस है उसका सर डुप्लीकेशन ऑफ वर्क नहीं करेंगे, सीधा एपीआई से और डब्ल्यूएमएस से जोड़ेंगे, और डायनेमिक कोई भी उसमें चेंज होगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली इट विल रिफ्लेक्ट ऑन पीएम गतिशक्ति पोर्टल। सर सेम उत्तर प्रदेश, गुजरात के बाद अगर देखा जाए उत्तर प्रदेश ने लॉट्स ऑफ लेयर्स हमें प्रोवाइड किए हैं, काफी सारे टूल्स बनवाए हैं, हमारे बीच में उनके ऑफिशियल्स है। इवन झारखंड, सर आपको ताजुब होगा, एक ही बार ओनली वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग से इनके साथ इंटरेक्शन हुआ है, और मोर देन 40 लेयर्स। और अभी टूल के लिए उन्होंने बोल दिया है कि इस तरह के टूल हमें आप अवेलेबल कराओ इन हाउस और आत्मनिर्भर भारत के तौर पे, ताकि जल्दी से जल्दी हम काम कर पाए। सर दूसरी चीज है सर ये जो फ्रेमवर्क लिया है, क्योंकि सबसे पहली चीज आती है बेस मैप। आप बेस मैप कौन सा यूज कर रहे हैं? सर सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया का, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी का हमने जो जियो स्पाशियल फ्रेम है उसको यूज किया है। और आपको ताज्जुब होगा सर, अभी आफ्टर वीक सर हर एक पोर्टल पे स्टेट्स एज वेल एज नेशनल मास्टर प्लान 250 से ज्यादा लेयर सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया के इसके ऊपर अवेलेबल होंगे। अभी हमारी टीम ने कंप्लीट कर ली है, क्योंकि काफी बार ऐसा होता है सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया में रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट कौन सा है, प्रोटेक्टेड फॉरेस्ट कौन सा है, किसी को डीपीआर बनाए, अंडरग्राउंड पाइपलाइन कौन सी जा रही थी, पहले सूखी हुई नदी कौन सी थी, या पेलियो चैनल्स, दैट इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट सर। पहले यहां रिवर थी, अब मॉर्फोमेट्री चेंज हो गई, फ्लडिंग की वजह से वो 10 किलोमीटर दूर चली गई, उसकी हिस्ट्री। अगर ब्रिज प्रपोज करना है तो ब्रिज का स्पान कितना रखोगे? सिविल इंजीनियर को सपोर्ट करने के लिए ये टूल्स और टेक्नोलॉजी पूरी तरह से तैयार हो गई है सर। सर सैटेलाइट डेटा ऑलरेडी मैं बता चुका हूं, जो इसरो से हम प्रोक्योर कर रहे हैं, और 70% सैटेलाइट डेटा इसके ऊपर ऑनबोर्ड करा दिया गया है। सर सबसे बड़ी बात सर्वे नंबर। अगर किसी भी यूजर को आप पूछोगे कि लास्ट यूनिट कौन सा है माइक्रो लेवल डेटा, तो सर एक खसरा की बात आएगी सर्वे नंबर, और हाउस होल्ड, अर्बन एरिया की बात करेंगे तो सर हाउस होल्ड। सर हाउस होल्ड के डेटा के साथ अभी महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट ने हमसे एक एक्सरसाइज कराई है, कोई ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं, आत्मनिर्भर भारत के तौर पे पूरा प्रॉपर्टी का टैक्स का डेटा, मोबाइल टेक्नोलॉजी और सैटेलाइट डेटा और उनके डिपार्टमेंट का डेटा, तीनों चीजों को जोड़ के हमने एक सिस्टम बनाई है, ताकि प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स कलेक्शंस और जितना भी डेटा है उसकी सिस्टम सर इससे जुड़ जाएगी। और अभी राइट नाउ 161 नगर पालिका और जितने भी महानगर पालिका है गुजरात गवर्नमेंट की, सभी में मोबाइल टेक्नोलॉजी और वेब पोर्टल की मदद से जितने भी एसेट्स है वो अर्बन एरिया के उसके ऊपर सर मैप हो गए हैं, और उसका लाइव डैशबोर्ड है जिसके ऊपर आप रेगुलर देख सकते हो कि आपके नीचे किसी ऑफिशियल्स को आपने मॉनिटरिंग और काम करने के लिए दिया है तो कितने एसेट्स उन्होंने मार्क किए, और चेकर मेकर का कंसेप्ट है, ताकि हर एक डेटा को, इसमें सभी डेटा को वैलिडेट और ऑथेंटिकेट कर पाओ। सर ये पोर्टल नेशनल मास्टर प्लान है, जिसका जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री साहब ने लॉन्च किया था, और हर एक स्टेट का इसमें मैकेनिज्म है, उससे आप एंटर कर सकते हो। सर इसमें एक चीज और भी हमने ऐड की है ड्यूरिंग द इंटरेक्शंस। सर काफी सारे स्टेट्स के ऑफिशियल्स का ये कहना था कि ये गतिशक्ति है क्या, हम इसको कैसे यूज करेंगे। उसके लिए सर इसमें एक मैकेनिज्म डलवाई है कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग के लिए। कोई भी यूजर पूरे हिंदुस्तान में कहीं से बैठे बैठे इसमें सर अपना स्लॉट बुक कर सकता है, कौन से स्लॉट को उसको ट्रेनिंग चाहिए, वीसी से चाहिए, फिजिकल विजिट करनी है, वो खुद कर सकते हैं, और एक रिपोर्ट जनरेट होता है सर, उसको ऑटोमेटिक मैसेज चला जाता है कि आपका ये स्लॉट बुक हो गया है, आपको इस दिन के लिए ट्रेनिंग के लिए आना। सर इसके बाद में छोटे छोटे इनोवेशन किए। सर हर एक ऑफिशियल्स देखते होंगे, टिकटॉक देखते होंगे छोटे छोटे, सर हमने इसमें लंबे लंबे वीडियो नहीं बनाए हैं, 30 सेकंड 60 सेकंड्स के छोटे छोटे वीडियो रखे हैं। गतिशक्ति क्या है, गो एरिया और नो गो एरिया क्या है। सर अभी काफी सारा गवर्नमेंट में ऐसा है, मान लो कि एक डिपार्टमेंट ने दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट को लैंड दे दी, या इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट को इंडस्ट्री की लैंड दे दी, अलॉट कर दी। सर आफ्टर 3 मंथ्स उनको पता चलता है कि एज पर द सीपीसीबी नॉर्म्स और जीपीसीबी नॉर्म्स और जो भी स्टेट्स के एप्लीकेबल नॉर्म्स है उसके आधार पे यहाँ पे ये नो गो एरिया है। तो बेस्ड ऑन क्राइटेरिया और पैरामीटर के आधार पे गो और नो गो एरिया आप डिसाइड कर सकते हो वेल इन एडवांस, ताकि आप सरकार को ये बता पाओ कि मेरे लिए ये सुटेबल लैंड नहीं है, मैं ये नॉर्म्स में मैं फिट नहीं हो रहा हूं, मेरे लिए रेगुलेशन में आ रहा हूं, मुझे ये लैंड दूसरी देनी पड़ेगी। सर दैट टाइप ऑफ फैसिलिटी आल्सो अवेलेबल इन सिस्टम। सर अभी तक हमने अलग अलग स्टेट्स की और इंक्लूडिंग गुजरात गवर्नमेंट्स और सभी स्टेट्स और यूनियन टेरिटरीज की कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग की ट्रेनिंग ऑलरेडी कर चुके हैं। सर ये स्लाइड इसलिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, आप देखिए सर कोई दिन ऐसा नहीं है ये स्लाइड में कोई ना कोई पैरामीटर ऐड नहीं होता, इवन आज भी पैरामीटर ऐड हो गए। सर गतिशक्ति प्लेटफॉर्म के अंदर जितनी चीजें हैं आप देख लीजिए, नेटवर्क प्लानिंग ग्रुप, मिनिस्ट्री के हाई इंपैक्ट प्रोजेक्ट्स, कैबिनेट से जो अप्रूव होते हैं वो प्रोजेक्ट्स, सर वन डिस्ट्रिक्ट वन प्रोजेक्ट। सर अभी रिसेंटली प्रधानमंत्री साहब ने अमृत सरोवर की एक स्कीम लॉन्च की है, प्रोग्राम, हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में 75 तालाब बनाने हैं, उसका पूरा इंटीग्रेशन इसके अंदर किया गया है। गवर्नमेंट लैंड इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम GLIS, सर नेशनल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पाइपलाइन गुजरात के आई थिंक 1300 प्रोजेक्ट्स होंगे सर, वो एनआईपी के प्रोजेक्ट्स विदाउट जियोस्पाशियल और डुप्लीकेशन वर्क सर हमें ये पता चलता है वही प्रोजेक्ट पीएमजी में भी है, वही प्रोजेक्ट एनआईपी में भी है, वही प्रोजेक्ट पीएम गतिशक्ति में भी है और वही प्रोजेक्ट एक और प्रोजेक्ट में होता है सर। तो डुप्लीकेशन इसमें से बिल्कुल निकल गया है सर। मल्टी मोडल लॉजिस्टिक पार्क जितने भी है, अभी अभिषेक जी बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन कर रहे थे। इवन इंडस्ट्रियल इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम आईआईएस, जो पूरे कंट्री का एक एक इंडस्ट्री का प्लॉट कहाँ पे वैकेंट है, कहाँ पे लैंड अवेलेबल है, उसको भी इसके साथ इंटीग्रेट किया गया है। एस्पिरेशन डिस्ट्रिक्ट, जल संचय डिस्ट्रिक्ट, परक पोर्टल सर गुजरात में एक बहुत अच्छा एनालिसिस करके हमने पोर्टल पे दिया है। परक पोर्टल कहाँ कहाँ कितनी लेबोरेटरीज अवेलेबल है डिस्ट्रिक्ट में। तो राजकोट में 5 लेबोरेटरीज अवेलेबल है, जामनगर में एक भी नहीं है। ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है सर? सर गतिशक्ति में तो ऐसा पॉसिबल ही नहीं होना चाहिए। तो गैप एरिया सर, गैप एरिया एक मिनिस्ट्री ने बनवाया या एक स्टेट ने बनवाया सर, अभी तो डिपार्टमेंट और मिनिस्ट्री रोज 2 टूल बनवा रही है और ये बता रही है स्किल मैट्रिक्स, कहां कहां स्किल अवेलेबल है, इंडस्ट्री को कहां जरूरत है, उसका भी पोर्टल से ही सिंक्रोनाइज होकर आंसर मिलना चाहिए सर। ये एक होलिस्टिक पोर्टल है, इंटीग्रेटेड सर। ये गुजरात के कुछ एग्जांपल्स है, रोड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, रेल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, ऐसे करके मोर देन 500 लेयर्स सर। सभी डिपार्टमेंट्स के ऑफिशियल्स ने इसको वैलिडेट किया, ऑथेंटिकेट किया, देन एंड देन फ्रीज करने के बाद ये पोर्टल पे अवेलेबल हुआ और उसके ऊपर सर फेसलेस एनओसी के टूल एप्लीकेबल सर। अभी गुजरात गवर्नमेंट में इरिगेशन डिपार्टमेंट भी कैनाल है, उसके रिजर्वायर है, अलग अलग कमांड एरिया है सर। सरदार सरोवर नर्मदा निगम लिमिटेड एसएसएनएल, उसका भी पूरा कैनाल नेटवर्क है, अप टू द माइनर कैनाल नेटवर्क। इसका सर एक काम बहुत अच्छा किया था सर, हमने हर एक कैनाल के ज्यूरिडिक्शन के ऑफिशियल का मोबाइल नंबर, उनका ज्यूरिडिक्शन इसके साथ टैग कर दिया। इससे फायदा ये हो रहा है, कहीं पे भी आपको परमिशन लेनी है, ऑटोमेटिकली वो कंसर्न इंजीनियर को मैसेज चला जाता है यहाँ से ये डिपार्टमेंट को परमिशन चाहिए, ताकि आपको एक मैसेज आ जाएगा ओटीपी बेस्ड और उसके आसानी से आप देख सकते हो डिसीजन सर। अभी आज एक मीटिंग भी है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में, हायर लेवल पे पीएमओ में भी, सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को इसके साथ जोड़ो सर। ऑलरेडी गुजरात गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत अच्छे से सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को जोड़ा गया है और बाकी स्टेट्स भी जो अवेलेबल है, यूपी ने तो इवन एक पहुंच करके एप्लीकेशन सर बनवाई। उनके यहाँ से सेक्रेटरी मैम ने बाइसेक की विजिट की गुजरात गवर्नमेंट के साथ और एक काम ये करवाया, उन्होंने बोला हमारे यहाँ ऐसा टूल बना के दे दो कि कौन से ऐसे अनसर्व्ड विलेजेस हैं जिनको 5 किलोमीटर से ज्यादा बच्चों को ट्रैवल करना पड़ रहा है, और ये एग्जैक्ट रूट वाइज रोड की कनेक्टिविटी के साथ बताओ और उनको चॉइस दो कहाँ पे वो स्कूल को मर्ज करना चाहते हैं, कहाँ पे स्टूडेंट टीचर रेशियो कितना है, और उसके आधार पे वो डिसीजन ले पाए सर। ये थोड़े लेयर्स हैं, लेयर्स के बारे में तो मैं एक्सप्लेन कर चुका हूँ, डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन में भी है सर। इवन आपको ये सर देखिए गोडाउन का स्टॉक कहाँ कितना अवेलेबल है, डायनेमिक यहाँ से मिलता है ताकि आप प्लानिंग कर पाओ सर। गुजरात गवर्नमेंट में 2 साल पहले जितने भी टेका का भाव और वो भी जो भी अवेलेबल होता है, तो वहां ऐसा होता है आपके पास स्टॉक बहुत है, स्टॉक को कहां रखोगे, उसके लिए गोडाउन में कैपेसिटी इतनी नहीं। तो सर इस पीएम गतिशक्ति के माध्यम से ये भी प्लान कर सकते हो कि कौन से नियरेस्ट गोडाउन ऐसे है जहां पे आपको स्टॉक को रखना है, और नियरेस्ट फार्मर कहां से आए और अपनी जर्सी या जिसको भी वो अलर्ट करना चाहे वहां डाल सकते सर। इवन एनआईपी के जो प्रोजेक्ट्स है ऑलरेडी मैं एक्सप्लेन कर चुका हूं, नेशनल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पाइपलाइन सर। इस तरह के टूल बन रहे हैं सर। कहीं पे भी पोर्टल पे आपके पास खुद का केएमएल फाइल है, अपनी खुद की शेप फाइल है, या अलाइनमेंट ड्रॉ करना चाहते हो, डीपीआर कोई बनाना चाहते हैं यूजर, या पोर्टल पे वेब पोर्टल पे कर सकते हो सर। जैसे ही वो ऐड करेंगे, ड्रॉ करेंगे पोर्टल पे, ऑटोमेटिकली की कनेक्टिविटी वाले जितने भी पैरामीटर्स है लेफ्ट साइड वो ऐड हो जाएंगे, मल्टी मॉडल कनेक्टिविटी। और नॉट ओनली दैट, वो अलाइनमेंट को मिट्टी कहां से मिलेगी उसके लिए अमृत सरोवर को भी इसके साथ इंटीग्रेट कर दिया है सर। जैसे ही यहां क्लिक करेंगे, कौन सा अमृत सरोवर इसके पास में है, विद इन 5 किलोमीटर रेडियस, विद इन 10 किलोमीटर रेडियस, और वो सॉइल टाइप क्या है, ब्लैक कॉटन सॉइल है, उसकी जरूरत कहां पड़ेगी, उसको कितना वॉल्यूम्स है, उसको आप रीयूटिलाइज कर पाओ। सर इस तरह के पोर्टल डीपीआर के लिए बने। सर आप सबने न्यूज में अभी रिसेंटली सुना होगा तारंगा टू माउंट आबू पहली ये जो डीपीआर बना रेलवे के लिए। सर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रेलवे ने ये जितने भी उनके अलाइनमेंट है डीपीआर है अक्रॉस द कंट्री बनवाए हैं। अभी राइट नाउ 130 अलाइनमेंट डीपीआर के सर लास्ट 2 मंथ के अंदर उन्होंने यहाँ पे आके अपलोड कराया है पोर्टल के अंदर। और उसके अंदर के जितने भी मॉड्यूल्स है सर, प्री कटिंग ले लीजिए, लैंड एक्विजिशन ले लीजिए, फॉरेस्ट, वो सभी का मॉड्यूल से ही हमने आंसर दिया है सर। और जितनी भी बार वो आते गए उनसे हमने नॉलेज इनपुट लेते गए और इस पोर्टल के टूल को हम एनरिच बनाते गए। सर इस तरह के मॉड्यूल बनाए हैं मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रोड एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट। यही टूल सर सेम हर एक स्टेट के लिए अवेलेबल है, हर एक स्टेट के लिए आज की डेट में अवेलेबल है। सर उनको अपना अलाइनमेंट ऐड करना है, जैसे ही अलाइनमेंट ऐड करेंगे ऑटोमेटिकली वो जितनी भी यूटिलिटी शिफ्टिंग करने की जरूरत है वो ट्रांसमिशन टावर से सिलेक्ट कर लेगा, लेटीट्यूड लॉन्गिट्यूड कौन से विलेज में है रिपोर्ट जनरेट कर देगा सिस्टम। सर राइट ऑफ वे के अंदर कितनी जगह से परमिशन लेनी है, वहां कौन सी रेलवे से लेनी है, रिवर से लेनी है, रोड से लेनी है, रोड में भी स्टेट हाईवे से लेनी है या मेजर डिस्ट्रिक्ट रोड से लेनी है, सर उसका पूरा रिपोर्ट जनरेट हो जाता है। और लैंड एक्विजिशन मॉड्यूल सर आज कंट्री में इतने ग्रीनफील्ड कॉरिडोर बन रहे हैं, आप जानते हो सर उस एक अलाइनमेंट को विद इन अ फ्रैक्शन ऑफ सेकंड ये आंसर देता है सिस्टम विद इन आरओडब्ल्यू कौन से खसरा डिटेल ऐसे है जिसको हमें लैंड एक्विजिशन के लिए अप्लाई करना है। सर इवन इंजीनियरिंग पॉइंट की बात करें तो कटिंग फिलिंग मॉड्यूल आरओडब्ल्यू के अंदर कितना कटिंग जाएगा, कितना फिलिंग की आवश्यकता है और वॉल्यूम हमने सर उनका सर्वे किया था, उसके साथ इसको वैलिडेट कराया सर 98% एक्यूरेट है। इसका मतलब एस्टिमेशन के लिए तो बहुत है। तो इस तरह के टूल इसके अंदर इंटीग्रेट किए हैं। ये 3D भी फॉरेन की कोई टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है, ये इन हाउस ओपन टेक्नोलॉजी से बनाया है। सर एक दो और एग्जांपल देंगे हम, ये गुजरात का एग्जांपल है लेकिन हर एक स्टेट के लिए टूल बना दिया है। सर फाइबर ऑप्टिक्स का जितना बीबीएनएल का नेटवर्क है, बीएसएनएल, बीबीएनएल, टीसीएनएल, रेलटेल, हर एक लेयर्स को इसके साथ इंटीग्रेट कराया और उन्होंने हमसे इस तरह का एनालिसिस कराया। वो बोले ठीक है नॉन फाइबराइज टावर गुजरात गवर्नमेंट में कितने हैं उसको मैप कराया और नॉन फाइबराइज टावर को फाइबराइज करने के लिए कितने एनालिसिस की जरूरत है, कितना लेट करना पड़ेगा लेंथ, वो सर टीएसपी ऑपरेटर वाइज ये इसमें एनालिसिस ये हर एक स्टेट के लिए अवेलेबल। सर एक स्टेप आगे जाएंगे, सर जितने भी अनसर्व्ड विलेजेस 33,000 विलेजेस अक्रॉस द कंट्री मोबाइल कनेक्टिविटी के लिए अनसर्व्ड है, सर उसको एनएमपी पे अवेलेबल कराया और ये गुजरात का एक एग्जांपल लिया है क्लस्टर ऑफ विलेजेस, ये 3 विलेजेस अनसर्व्ड है। सर इसमें गवर्नमेंट लैंड कौन सी रहेगी जहां पे प्रपोज टावर कहाँ रहेगा और प्रपोज टावर को एनर्जी डिपार्टमेंट से बिजली कहां से मिलेगी। इवन नॉट ओनली दैट, अगर एनर्जी डिपार्टमेंट का गेटको का डेटा या एनी टाइप ऑफ डेटा डिस्टेंस ज्यादा है, सोलर से सनशाइन कितना रहेगा, सोलर की सनशाइन की अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं है तो डीजल और पेट्रोल के स्टेशन कहां रहेंगे ताकि वो जल्दी से जल्दी इसका प्लानिंग कर पाए। सर इस तरह के टूल इसमें बनवा रहे हैं। सर ये ऑटोमेटिक सॉफ्टवेयर से निकलती है इंफॉर्मेशन, जैसे मैंने नेविगेशन में गुजरात किया 4G सैचुरेशन ऑफ डैशबोर्ड, सर ये मैट्रिक्स ऑटोमेटिकली बनता है, प्रपोज टावर कहां लेटीट्यूड लॉन्गिट्यूड कहां बनेंगे, गवर्नमेंट की लैंड पे बनेंगे या प्राइवेट पे बनेंगे, गवर्नमेंट की लैंड अवेलेबल ही नहीं है, टेरेन की कंडीशन कौन सी है और डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम रेलवे, डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम रोड एंड डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम एनर्जी एसेट्स। सर एक चीज बहुत अच्छी उनके पास है, ये उनके पास थी पड़ी हुई, सर इसको एक छोटे से एफर्ट से कितना फायदा हो रहा है। सर उनका एक आरएफ कवरेज टूल है, ठीक, आरएफ कवरेज टूल है, आरएफ कवरेज टूल में रेड जो जोन है वो दिखा रहा है वहां मोबाइल की कनेक्टिविटी नहीं है। सर अब तो हम ऑपरेटर के लिए भी एक टूल बना रहे हैं, चूज योर ऑपरेटर, ऑपरेटर खुद मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन से अपना देख पाएगा कि मुझे यहाँ जियो के टावर लगाने की जरूरत है या बीएसएनएल की लगाने की, बेस्ड ऑन दैट डेटाबेस। सर थोड़ा टाइम के कंस्ट्रेंट की वजह से मैं थोड़ा जल्दी कर रहा हूँ। ये इस तरह का एक टूल बनाया है, ये टूल रेडी टू अवेलेबल फॉर पूरे कंट्री के लिए है। सर किसी भी एसेट्स पूरे हिंदुस्तान में कोई भी एसेट्स बनाना है, इंडस्ट्री ले लो, हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ले लो या एजुकेशन ले लो, आईटीआई ले लो, एनी टाइप ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। सर पहले सिलेक्ट करना है गवर्नमेंट लैंड, एरिया का एक स्पेसिफिकेशन देना है कि कितने एरिया की लैंड चाहिए। सर यूजर को खुद चॉइस मिल रही है कौन से पैरामीटर और क्राइटेरिया डालेंगे कि मुझे हाईवे से नजदीक चाहिए, इंडस्ट्री से इतनी दूरी चाहिए, रेलवे से इतनी दूरी पे चाहिए, एनर्जी और ट्रांसमिशन टावर से दूर चाहिए। इसके हिसाब से वो डालेंगे, ऑटोमेटिकली सर सिस्टम बताएगी कि पूरे स्टेट में कौन से सर्वे नंबर उस क्राइटेरिया को सेटिस्फाई कर रहे हैं। और नॉट ओनली दैट सर, इवन वो सर्वे नंबर कहाँ पे है उसका 7/12 का फॉर्मेट आ जाएगा, ऑनरशिप किसकी है, और इसको डायरेक्ट फेसलेस एनओसी से एप्लीकेबल कर सकते हैं और सीधा डैशबोर्ड पे एप्लीकेंट अपना और यूजर दोनों देख सकते हैं कि कहां कहां मेरी फेसलेस एप्लीकेशन। सर मिनिस्ट्री का लास्ट एग्जांपल देके मैं खत्म करूंगा। सर रेलवे मिनिस्ट्री ने बहुत अच्छा काम कराया है, डीपीआर 131 ऑनबोर्ड करा दिए। उसके बाद में उनका एक ऑलरेडी सिस्टम था सर मॉनिटरिंग का, जो क्रिश का उनका बहुत अच्छा सिस्टम बना हुआ है। सर इसमें चेनेज वाइज मॉनिटरिंग दिखाया है, आप देख सकते हो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कलर। सर यहाँ एक एग्जांपल दिखाया है, उधमपुर टू श्रीनगर उनका डीपीआर बन रहा है। सर वहां क्लिक करेंगे पोर्टल पे, उसकी डिटेल इंफॉर्मेशन आएगी, उसके साथ में उनका डैशबोर्ड जुड़ गया है जो प्रोजेक्ट मॉनिटरिंग देख रहा है और लाइव कैमरा से सर लाइव फीड आ रहा है वहां पे कंस्ट्रक्शन कितना है। अगर ये तीन चीजों का समन्वय हो गया, इसमें क्वेरी मॉड्यूल चल पड़ा, सर इससे ज्यादा चाहिए क्या गतिशील। ये तीनों चीजें उन्होंने अभी रिसेंट करवाई है। ये कुछ एग्जांपल्स है, हाइड्रोलॉजिक स्टडी वगैरह जो मैं ऑलरेडी बता चुका। सर गैप एनालिसिस गुजरात गवर्नमेंट में हमने गैप एनालिसिस करके दिया है, हर एक स्टेट के लिए अवेलेबल है। कितने पोर्ट को कितनी रेलवे की कनेक्टिविटी की जरूरत है और किसकी प्रायोरिटी लेनी। सर दैट टाइप ऑफ फैसिलिटी आल्सो अवेलेबल इन सिस्टम। सर क्विक कनेक्टिविटी टूल, आप पूरे हिंदुस्तान में कहीं पे क्लिक करो, जो भी पैरामीटर लेफ्ट साइड सिलेक्ट करो। मान लो कि किसी टूरिज्म की बात करते हैं सर, सपोज मैं कोई जगह गया हूं, मुझे ये चाहिए कि 10 किलोमीटर रेडियस में कितने रिसोर्ट अवेलेबल, कितनी होटल्स अवेलेबल, उसके अंदर कितने कमरे अवेलेबल है, क्या फैसिलिटी है, हेल्थ फैसिलिटी क्या है, दैट टाइप ऑफ फैसिलिटी आल्सो अवेलेबल इन सिस्टम। सर थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, इस तरह से बहुत सारी चीजें कराई है।
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. We'll now move towards Mr. Shalabh Srivastava, Vice President, Flipkart. Logistics, last mile connectivity industry perspective. His point of address. Thank you.
Good afternoon, dignitaries on stage, off stage, and friends from media. It's been an honor to be here for the last couple of hours to understand the kind of path-breaking work that Government of India and Government of Gujarat is leading, and the kind of opportunities that it opens up for the entire country to leapfrog India to the next level and move from being a follower to a leader in terms of logistics in a very short period of time. And I must say that the last couple of hours have been great education for me, and I will go back with a lot of ideas about how Flipkart can participate in this fantastic and exciting journey. So before I get on to last mile and talk a little bit about what it is, what are the challenges that we face, what are the overlaps with Gati Shakti, and what are some of the perspectives of last mile, which we can add on to all the stuff, good stuff that we have seen so far. Just want to tell you that Flipkart is fortunate to be present in Gujarat in a big way, right? We have got a fairly large footprint over here. We have got 3 large warehouses over here and close to 100 last mile hubs. And overall, we give, if we include direct and indirect employment, we give employment to more than 180,000 people. And we look forward to continuing on enhancing this journey. We also have our largest marketplace seller base over here in Gujarat, right? More than 50,000 sellers. And through the portal, they get an opportunity to market their goods to people across India. And we are very, very proud of that fact. Now, let me come on to last mile and what is last mile, right? So last couple of hours, we have heard some very interesting discussion around where India is in terms of, let's say, logistics cost per GDP. We are at 14%. Whereas US and Europe, they're close to 7 or 8%. And unless we bridge that gap, our dream of becoming a logistics superpower and a hub will not really materialize. So let's track the journey of a shipment, right? Let's say a shipment has traveled over high seas, it has moved on to rail, from there it has moved on to road, and it has reached a city. Ultimately, it has to be delivered to end customers like you and me, and that very simply is what we call last mile. And in this entire journey, if you have to look at which is the highest cost part of this entire relay race, it is actually last mile. And it is expensive because it is the most disaggregated part of the entire shipment journey. And hence, if we have to make this vision of Gati Shakti come alive, this vision of becoming the lowest cost and highest reliability supply chain, then we need to solve for last mile logistics as well. Now, what is last mile and what are the kind of challenges that we face? One challenge and opportunity in India is the scale that we need to solve for. For example, in a city like Bangalore, there will be lakhs of people who would be ordering on Flipkart and would be expecting a very short turnaround time for their shipments, right? Most of them would be expecting that their shipment would be delivered within 24 hours or 48 hours. To be able to service that demand in a cost-effective manner, we need to have fairly sophisticated systems which will help us understand demand and plan for that in advance. So we require tech, big tech, right? Second aspect is that we need urban infrastructure to be able to reach customers in a short and defined manner so that we are able to fulfill their requirement of speed and accuracy. So we need urban infrastructure, right? Good roads within cities, uncongested roads. Third, we need people who does this, right? Contrary to what a lot of people believe, drones are not being used in last mile, at least so far, in terms of shipment delivery. It is ultimately a people game, right? You need lakhs and lakhs of people who have the ability to converse with our customers, who are respectful, and who have a hunger of making a living, right? So then this problem moves away from being a pure infrastructure problem or a pure tech problem to a problem of identifying millions of people, right? Training them and giving them a chance to kind of upgrade their life and also give the best possible customer experience. Now, India is a country where, if I tell you that one of the biggest problems that we face while we run our business is to find trained people who can do these specialized jobs for us. As a result, the biggest opportunity and challenge that we have, right, from a logistics perspective, from fulfilling customer expectations perspective is find people, train them, understand them, take care of them, retain them, and help them make a living. So this is one aspect where which opens up areas of collaboration between private sector and government. If we can work out mechanisms where, let's say, private sector can get access to the vast talent pool that is available in a country like India, in the hinterland, and we can kind of create curriculums around what specifically we need in terms of skill sets from these set of people. This will be a win-win for all. So some starts have been done in this. We have done some work with the government of Karnataka and a couple of other state governments, but we are looking forward to working a lot closer and in a lot bigger manner with all governments and looking forward to collaborating with state government here in Gujarat as well on that. That will be, I believe, a massive unlock for people and also for business. The second aspect that I would want to talk about, and that is linked to people again, is that we give a lot of focus on what customers want, right? So you are a bunch of people here, I'm sure, would be customers of Flipkart, and we treat customers as gods, and we take whatever we promise to customers very, very seriously. What ultimately the customer experience is delivered by our people, feet on street, and I've been talking about that. So if we want to give the best possible customer experience to people like you, we need to give the best possible experience to people who work for us, right? People who work in warehouses and people who do last mile delivery for us. As a result, what we try to do is we try to understand those guys almost as well as we try to understand end customers like you. We spend, we invest fairly heavily in terms of building cohorts of our last mile agents, in terms of understanding them, in terms of understanding what are the opportunities that they have in their life, what are the challenges that they have. And then we create tech-enabled capabilities to solve for their problems, right? Let me give you an example. What do I mean by that? A bunch of these guys are either unbanked or underbanked, which means that if they fall on bad times and they want a loan for something, either they will not get that loan or they will get at an interest rate which will make their problem worse rather than solving it. So we partnered, so we found this problem very interesting and very pertinent. So we partnered with a couple of artificial intelligence based startups who have figured out a credit scoring model which is much better and much more advanced than what our banks have been doing. This is that we launched the simple capability of giving an instant and intelligent loan to our last mile agents. So anyone who wants a loan can get money in his or her account in less than 5 minutes, right? The initial disbursement would be capped to, let's say, 5,000 rupees. And subsequently, whether that person is eligible for that money or not depends on his or her behavior. And what was astonishing for me was that this program has been live for close to 2 years, and the delinquency rate in this has been 0. So that kind of told us that if we do what is right for people, and if we use technology to kind of keep improving it, the results can be fairly spectacular. And the downstream goodness of this has been that these people have stuck around with us, and these are the people who provide the best experience to end customers like you. So that's our focus. That's been our focus in last mile. To summarize, the areas where we would want to collaborate with the government are some aspects of urban planning, right, which is very, very important from the infra pillar, which is required for last mile. And the biggest area that which opens up for opportunities of collaboration is people, which is sourcing the right talent, especially from hinterland of India, getting them e-commerce ready or logistics ready, upskilling them, which will help them get ready for not just a job with Flipkart, but which will set them up beautifully for the rest of their lives. Because once they learn these skills and once they work with us for a couple of years, they will never found a shortage of jobs or productive work. That's what I had to share with you. It's been an honor being here, and I look forward to continuing on this journey. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experiences with Flipkart and with the government. I now welcome Mr. Vikram Jaishighani, MD and CEO, Adani Logistics Limited, to talk about Gatishik ramping up logistics efficiency.
Distinguished guests, I do share, I'm aware that I'm standing between you and the lunch. You should have been finishing lunch and, so I won't take much time. I'll be well within my time. And I think, first of all, game changing, really privileged to be witnessing in our lifetime this kind of a game changing Gati Shakti master planning. We thought that how is it going to fructify? How is it going to be actually launched on the ground? Really amazed to see the speed at which this whole thing is getting launched. And kudos to the Gujarat government for being first on the block, not only in coming out, taking off from the master planning activity, launching its logistics policy, and then actually going on the ground towards the first phase of implementation. Yeah. So the stage is set for the private sector, for all the people to really take advantage, piggy bank, complement this whole Gati Shakti launch and the national logistics policy. And we in Adani, who pride ourselves to be nation builders, are not going to be far behind. We are going to be very much ahead in this game, complementing the government in the nation building activity. And therefore, I will take a few minutes to explain our vision of what in Adani we think we should be doing and we are in the process of doing to fast forward and accelerate this journey of logistics and even try to kind of achieve the objective much before 2030. I think 2030 with this speed of implementation, we should be leaders in the globe, just not catching up. Yeah. Adani Ports and Logistics commenced its journey as a port company. Our first venture into this whole sector was coming up with the Mundra port. Very soon, we launched when we have completed the string of pearls, and today we are sitting over 15 ports, going from west port to the east port, practically catering to about 25 to 30% of the nation's exim cargo that we handle for the nation. But I think quite significantly, as we saw the intent of the government to kind of fast forward the logistics landscape in this country, come out with this game-changing Gati Shakti, we also changed our aspiration big time. And now we don't tell our stakeholders that we are a port company. If you see our annual report and if you see our positioning today, we say that we are a transport utility company. And ports is nothing but a small subset of this entire transport utility chain that we are setting up with amazing speed and growing leaps and bounds in its implementation. What do we mean by transport utility company? We're talking about end-to-end logistics. We're talking about people having seamless logistics experience, not going through multiple agencies. And we have constrained our factors just to being infrastructure players, just to provide world-class infrastructure right from the port to the customer gate. And therefore, today, along with the ports, we are already owning about 9 multimodal logistics parks in the country, and very soon in the next 2-3 years, we should go up to 15. We are running about 52 container trains. We are running 27 bulk trains, and in the next 5-6 months, they should go up to 70 bulk trains. We are the largest logistics, storage and logistics for the grain sector. We are already running 20 grain terminals for FCI across the country, and I think our aspiration is to be more than 100 in the next 2 years. And then that also is all connected by rail connectivity. We launched our foray in providing industrial parks and warehousing. We were not big time into warehousing. But as I speak today, our announced stated aspiration is to provide more than 60 million square feet of warehousing in the next 3.5 years. And then we realized something is still something is still missing in this entire logistics value chain. And then we announced our foray into the trucking sector. And we said that in line with our green vision of deriving logistics efficiency and becoming a green and helping the country to becoming green, our stated objective is to make entry via the electrical trucks, bring more efficiency, bringing more electrical infrastructure in these wonderful highways and these networks that we are putting up. So, and then we also acquired our airport, and we said that today we are truly an integrated multi-modal logistics player. And this wonderful policy and the platform that has been inaugurated gives us the opportunity to seamlessly integrate our airport system, the port system, the multimodal logistics parks, getting the right train structure, building industrial parks and warehousing, and then to provide the state-of-art first mile and last mile connectivity through electrical trucking, through bringing trucking's best-in-class trucking, which will reduce the pollution levels. On a very macro level, what are we trying to do in Adani Ports and Logistics? We are trying to take advantage of this policy, piggyback on this policy, and make 2-3 big shifts, which is causing the distortion in the cost. Why is this cost high? Why is this cost at 14% GDP? Okay. There are two, three big distortions. Number one, because of the lack of infrastructure, we do not have the right mode of transport. Okay. Today, if you see, most of the transport in the country is happening through trucking. Trucking has its own plane in the logistics ecosystem, but typically the rail coefficient, which in JNPT is about 14, 15, 16%, in Mundra it is about 27, 28%. Even Indian Railways in its game plan has published that this has to go to beyond 40%, 45% for us to be a cost optimized logistic provider. So that's the first objective that we are going to achieve in this big scheme of things, using taking advantage of the national logistics policy and the master plan to correct this imbalance. That's the first big thing that we are working very aggressively and very confident that we will make this shift happen through building the infrastructure at the right place and giving the right multimodal activity. The second big shift which has to happen and will now commence, I'm very confident, is increasing the container coefficient in the country. We just heard the earlier speaker talking about how important it is to RFID and put the RFID network tag on the container and keep tracking the containers. But the first big thing is this the optimal logistics network, right? Today we are at about 5%, and 5% is definitely not the logistics optimal network over here. With this change and building the right infrastructure, this has to now grow very aggressively. This has been stagnant for the last many, many years. I'm pretty confident Adani Logistics and Ports and Logistics is very confident that this will now get the necessary impetus to take it to 10%, 15%, thereby bringing the optimality in the logistics cost structure and all. So this is one dimension of increasing logistics efficiency. The other two dimensions, people have already spoken about it. Now, where is that we are losing optimality? It's all in the capex cost, because we are dealing with so many agencies and then finding out later on that, oh my God, this is a forest land, or this is a land which is having XYZ restriction, or there is a pipeline coming underneath, or there is a forest restriction over there. For some reasons or the other, these are delaying the project cost. Single window clearance will get us that advantage. Seeing these constraints well in advance at the project planning stage will give us the advantage, and therefore the logistics capex cost, which is a very key determinant of the logistics cost, and the speed of execution, the timeliness of the execution, will then enable us to up the game and meet the stated objective of the national logistics policy. More important, as various states have embarked on their statewide national logistics policy, this is now the right time to collaborate. When private sector is seeking investment into a strategic land parcel, he has to be supported by commensurate utility support from the state government. You can't go away, take a prime piece of land, and then you find that there is no approach road and there are end restrictions in the approach road, or the rail line is not going to come over here because it is slated to go somewhere else. All these bottlenecks are now envisaged, will no longer remain in bottleneck, will be seen upfront, collaboration will be better, and therefore we are very convinced that there is going to be a sea change, game-changing development of the logistics sector in India, of which Adani Ports and Logistics will play a lead role. It's a stated objective of the company to accelerate this journey and play a lead role. Just to, before winding up and breaking up for lunch, just to give you a brief outlay of the projects that is going on currently only in Gujarat. We just commenced our multimodal logistics park in Nagar, Sanand, which is 1400 acres. The first phase of 300 acres where construction is going on in full swing will be up and running by April timeframe. I think another 7 months and we should be up and running with the first double stack terminal out there with complete connectivity to the Mundra port double stack. Last mile, first mile, again will be provided by our company. and with a seamless corridor, air corridor into the Ahmedabad airport, thereby making it the first largest truly multimodal logistics park with air, rail, road, and port connectivity in the country. This is not a dream. We just have to wait for 6-7 months for us to see this game-changing thing, which is happening right a few kilometers away from Ahmedabad. Just on 1st October, we took over the Nauka terminal in Vapi, which is the TUM. It's a very strategic terminal which will connect the JNPT port and the Hazira port, and Hazira port will have very strong rail connectivity, which is a plan that this company has very openly stated. That terminal has been acquired by Adani Ports and Logistics, and one of the first projects that we are going to do, and we have started work, is integrating it with the direct freight corridor. And I think in the next 4 or 5 months, TUM will be the first directly connected direct freight corridor connected terminal, again giving double stack capability and tremendous speed of rail service into JNPT, into Hazira, and into NRC across the country, making it one of those crown jewel terminals for all of us, for the trade, for the industry, changing the game rapidly. And all these things I'm talking about is few months down the line, not very long-term vision and all those things. Yeah. We are going to start work on DFC connectivity in Ankleshwar. Up there, we are starting work in the DFC connectivity. We'll start, that's little time away, but we'll start with Dadri, we'll start with Fulera in Jaipur, and we'll have a strong presence on DFC. We'll leverage DFC, and that's coming out big way. So this is just about the Gujarat plan. I'm just talking about the logistics plan in Gujarat. We have similar plans with similar speed and efficiency in all parts of the country, pan-India, north to south, east to west. And a parting word, this policy, this vision could not have come at a better time from the country. And I really, once again, before ending my talk, congratulate our Honorable Prime Minister and the government of Gujarat for really taking this with such speed and with such enthusiasm, with such passion, that this country is truly slated for great times to come. That's now a certainty. And thank you very much for this patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing with us the Adani Logistics plans and the action. Thank you. I will now request Sri Abhishek Chaudhary to hand over the mementos to all the three speakers. Thank you. Thank you. We'll request Shri Pranav Nanda, Senior Manager of Projects, GIDB, to kindly present a memento to Shri Abhishek Chaudhary. Thank you. And I request the speakers to kindly pose for a group photograph. Thank you. And to the august audience, it was great having you over here. You were very much obedient and wonderful audience. You can clap for yourself and you can join us for the lavish lunch. This is Dhwani signing off. Stay safe, stay healthy until we meet next. Bye-bye.
ભાઈઓ બહેનો, આ પેન્ડોલમાં જગ્યા હોય કે ના હોય, પણ વિશ્વાસ રાખજો, મારા દિલમાં બાબર માટે ભારો ભાર જગ્યા છે. એમાં કોઈ કચાશ નહીં આવે, લખી રાખજો. મંચ પર બિરાજમાન ભારતીય જનતા પાર્ટીના સૌ આગેવાનો અને ઉમંગ ઉત્સાહથી ભરેલ આ ભાભરના મારા વાલા નાગરિક ભાઈઓ અને બહેનો, આ ચામડી ચીરી નાખે એવી ભાદરવાની ગરમી, કોઈએ લાડવા ખાવા બોલાયો હોય ને તોય પેલો ના પાડે કે ના ભાઈ બપોરે નહીં, હાજે બોલાવજો તો આવી. આ ધૂળ ઉડતી હોય ત્યાં આટલો બધો પ્રેમ શાના માટે ભાઈ? એવું તે કયું કારણ છે કે 4000 દિવસ મને મુખ્યમંત્રી પદે થઈ ગયા, તેમ છતાંય આપનો પ્રેમ વધતો જ જાય છે, વધતો જ જાય છે, વધતો જ જાય છે. અને જેમ તમારો પ્રેમ વધતો જાય છે એમ મારું કામ કરવાની નેમ વધતી જાય. કામ કરવાનો મારો ઉમંગ ઓર વધતો જાય છે, ઓર કામ કરવાની ઈચ્છા થાય છે. આપણું ભાભર એટલે પાણીના વલખા પડતા હતા, ધૂળની ડમરીઓ ઉડતી હતી, હતું કે નહીં ભાઈઓ? આપણા આ વિસ્તારમાં ગટરની કોઈની જરૂર પડે? કારણ પાણી જ નહોતું, ગટરને કરવાની શું? વરસાદ જ નહોતો પડતો. હવે પાણી આવ્યું, સુજલામ સુફલામ આવી, નર્મદાનું પાણી આવ્યું અને એના કારણે પાણી વપરાશ પણ વધ્યો. તો હવે વપરાશ વધ્યો તો નિકાલ પણ વધે કે ન વધે? જરા જવાબ તો દો યાર. તો આજે જયારે હું ભાભરને આંગણે આવ્યો છું ત્યારે ભાભરમાં ગટરના કામ માટે 18 કરોડ રૂપિયાની માતબર ભાભર વાસીઓ ખુશ?